Sorry for being late. I'm on time now if you're watching this later in time. Welcome. I was reading court documents actually. I was actually reading court documents. My eyes are blurry. I was staring at my hair cuz I did my hair today. I dyed it with box dye and it's looking good, if I do say so myself. So welcome. We are going to be talking about divorce, couples therapy, and a incurable disease, even though Bryan Johnson spends millions of dollars making sure he will never get a disease. Oopsies. Life don't care how many millions you spend. Apparently, it's all relative to getting an autoimmune disease. Probably the stress of him trying to live forever is actually causing him to have a disorder, perhaps. But we'll find out what his deal is and what his plan is. And, you know, he can get with, and Taro's here as well. Come here. He can get with the top 0.001% of vaginal biome in the world, but still, he's at risk like all of us. So welcome. Oh, am I muted? No, not muted. Hello. Thank you. I went dark. I feel like I'm like a Morticia. I'm like a Morticia today. And I was reading court documents related to Heidi Powell. Well, no. Heidi Powell is kind of involved, actually, in the court documents, just mentioned as girlfriend, number one. But it's more her boyfriend, her boo thing, Ryan Isaac. Now, these court documents don't seem to be as juicy as the last one, so I spent $15 for no gosh darn reason, so it seems. But we can look at them quickly, perhaps, as we go on. It just basically reiterated why his ex-wife, or soon-to-be ex-wife, is wanting her court fees paid, and why the lawyer costs a certain amount because he's threatening to burn it to the ground, quote-unquote. Meaning the divorce settlement, I guess. And so that's why it costs extra for the lawyer to be there. Anyways, that is that. I also was listening to a podcast with the ex-wife, whose name is Sierra, because she's got a podcast, because she's also a life coach. This one's called People Finding God Podcast. Now, she has another podcast coming out that's called Burning It to the Ground. No, I don't know. It's called something, but the image on the actual podcast is a couch on fire. Maybe this couch that I'm sitting in right now in Arizona, live and in full of surprises. That one came up. It hasn't come out yet. Let me just show you everything that I'm talking about. Shall we? All these people have open freaking Instagrams for some reason. Despite going through all this stuff, they still want to be influencers. Why? We'll never know. But here we go. People Finding God podcast. Then this is her Instagram. Sierra, allegedly. I don't know. Unconfirmed. It seems like all the pieces are there, but who's to really say? And she's a life coach trying to teach women how to be secure, to be the secure woman. It's not something you're born with, it's something you build, and she's going to teach you how to do it. And she will give you one-on-one coaching. There is a website. Okay, this is the website. Who is she? This is her. We are twins. We have the same hair, maybe, kind of now. And it says she is Sierra Isaac is a coach, author, and podcast host whose work helps people become deeply grounded in who they are. After navigating childhood addiction, okay, I shouldn't laugh, but at first I was like, what's a childhood addiction? You were addicted to childhood? But I think she means she had an addiction when she was a child. I don't know what addiction that is. I was listening to the podcast or she was talking about her story and her path to church, and she didn't get there yet. It seems like her mother had alcoholism beyond that, and maybe that's what she's referring to, but childhood addiction, I'm like, oh, I'm addicted to childhood too. Profound loss and the unraveling of a 23-year marriage. Okay, that would be to Ryan, Heidi Powell's new boo thing, who is now in couples therapy with her. Sierra discovered that healing is about becoming more fully yourself. Okay, so she's wrapped up in the toxic word salad of meaning nothing. Healing is about becoming more fully yourself. I don't know what that means. Become who you are to be the person you always knew you could be, but knew that you weren't above your limitations and your limiting beliefs to become the person you were always meant to be. What are you freaking talking about? That's what all these people say. And I'm like, huh? Give me an example, for the love of God. Okay. Today, she helps high-achieving women create the kind of emotional security that no circumstance can take away. Known for her calm presence and thoughtful questions, Sierra teaches women how to understand themselves, regulate their emotions, trust their inner wisdom, and build lives that reflect who they truly are. She is the creator of People Finding God podcast and is currently writing several books centered on emotional resilience, identity, courage, and faith. She lives in Southern California with her daughters, where you'll often find her walking on the beach, writing in her journal, or having meaningful conversations over dinner. Okay, so 2 peas in a pod. Not to be mean to her, but 2 peas in a pod, seemingly. I don't know why they're getting divorced. They seem like they're up each other's alley, to be honest. And she's got, some books that are upcoming, for sale, none that you can buy now. You Go First, coming in 2026. And then The Secure Woman coming in 2027. I guess we'll have to check back in on that. Okay, this is the podcast. You Go First. And the couch is on fire. So, are we seeing any similarities between this couch and this couch? Huh? Or huh? And I see Arlene Katz says, new court docs. Unless I'm missing something, I got like 17 pages of documents. Nothing was new. It was all the same. I didn't get his response. I heard there was somewhere on Reddit, but was unable to find it. In actuality, someone just reposted the old one that I've already gone through, that Ryan had responded, or his lawyer did, but I didn't see those. So if you have access, please let me know. But this one's coming out at some point. You got to go first. This is before the business, before the bestseller, before the career change, before the healing, before the leap. There's an invisible journey almost no one talks about. It's when you have to burn your couch with gasoline. No one talks about this critical step in becoming a life coach. Okay. The fear, the uncertainty, the therapy, the mornings you questioned yourself, the decision to keep going when there was no evidence it would work, and what keeps someone pushing through anyways. You Go First is a podcast about that journey. Each conversation explores what changed inside someone before anything changed around them. We go beyond success stories to uncover the emotional, mental, and spiritual work that made those successes possible. Every breakthrough begins with an unseen decision. Someone has to go first. And I think she's going to volunteer Heidi Powell to go first. You go! Away from me. And my boyfriend, husband. Okay. So, yes. It seems like for the very brief podcast that I listened to, and to be fair, it was from 2025, and I did not finish it. I got about, I don't know, halfway through perhaps. She's very, very, very religious. So if he was to have left the church, I would understand them having a just based on this podcast itself and the podcast called Finding God. If he's no longer religious, I could find that to be problematic for a relationship personally. Okay. But let's start with couples therapy. Okay. And I'll keep looking through the documents. I'll show you real quick. And again, even to search, California's a racket. Even to search for documents, to search for someone's name, it costs $1.50. And if you dare to misspell the name, you got to pay another $1.50. And then after that, once you find the person you're looking for, you have to hope and pray that the documents are what you want, and they cost like tens of dollars each. And I'm a frugal girl, hence the box dye I do myself. Which there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, don't get it twisted. I like doing it. But, I don't like to pay that much for stuff. But anyways, where even is it? Where even is it? My downloads. Oh, scoop. Scoop it. Okay, and let's go to the history. How about? In the meantime, I'll keep looking through these. I'll find if there's anything juicy, and let's start to hear what happened in couples therapy. So if you weren't here for the last video, Heidi and Ryan were driving down the road in one of their cars. I'm assuming it's a Tesla, and they were recording a podcast where they revealed to us for the first time ever that they are going to couples therapy. And yes, they've only been together about a year. They are not married, and he is going through a kind of contentious seeming divorce. But they also have problems, and they needed to do a 2-day intensive therapy session with a probably not certified therapist based on how they were describing it last time to kickstart their healing. The reason why was varied between Heidi saying she loves therapy, she supports therapy, and has always wanted to go to therapy with Ryan from day one, mixed with him saying the reason why we're going to therapy in like an like a beat around the bush type of way. He didn't say this explicitly, but he was, in my opinion, basically saying that she was so upset over him leaving his car in her driveway for several months that it caused a passive-aggressive / aggressive fight between the two of them, where she accused him of not being able to take care of a family because he can't even take care of his car being in her driveway. And that led them to therapy. And it's such a small thing that she doesn't even care about anymore. So which story do we believe? I don't know. Probably both, because they're both insane. And red flaggish. And before we continue, JB, thank you so much to JB. As always, JB says, my contribution to the docs cost Kia. Thank you so much. Now I feel bad for complaining. Oh, hold on. Hold on, you got to hear my soundbite.
We have a lot of really great friends from Canada.
One of the things that fascinates me about you is that you're from Canada.
Thank you so much.
Show up at his house. I'm sorry you're upset.
I really should not complain about $15 here and there. You guys are so nice and always give me super chats and memberships, and so I should have the money put back into the channel. I apologize for my complaining.
Certain I was not.
But also,
I don't regret anything.
and let me go back a second, because this came in before I even hit the button officially. Amy MI6. Thank you so much to Amy MI6. Amy says, for any upcoming Buffalo Bills merch purchases. Also, wouldn't mind getting a "Why do you follow me" soundbite. Always love your lives, Kit. Well, thank you so much to Amy for that. And I already got it started. Why do you follow me if you don't already but what? Why do you follow me if you don't already own my book? Okay, that was the correct, and let's test it.
Why do you follow me if you don't already own my book?
To be or not to be. That is the to be or not to be of this channel and of the Hollis universe, to be honest. Such a great, thought-provoking question. And thank you, Amy. I am not trying to rush the summer away. I love the summer, especially now that I live in a colder climate place. I am holding on to dear life to this summer, but I am looking forward to football season starting again. Because soccer's all right. You know, I'm enjoying it. I liked watching the hockey when the Sabres were on. Okay, but there ain't nothing like watching a Buffalo Bills game on a Sunday. Amen?
Time for me, you, and all the nations to get us some elevation.
Woo. Okay. Time to watch. Thank you so much. We're locked in. Okay, wait, hold on. This is episode 92. We're almost at episode 100 of the Heidi Powell Nonsense podcast. How many views does this have, you ask? Well, oops. How many views does this have, you ask? 419 from 2 days ago. So we are in the virality realm with this one. And this is called Inside Our 2-Day Couples Therapy Intensive with Dave. I think that title was intentional to confuse people, because obviously with Dave, like, why do we need to know the name of the therapist to understand anything? We don't. But he happens to share a name with her ex boo thing, Dave Hollis, who she knows gets views and gets attention for her online even after his death. Now, what do I prefer? Rachel Hollis's take, where she never even mentions Dave's name ever again, or Heidi's insistent incessant use of his name to try to get her podcast or views or whatever up. I guess I prefer Heidi's. At least she's keeping him kind of alive in some way, and not completely ignoring that he existed. But it is a ploy for views, I believe. And it says, me plus Ryan. Okay. And then here's the description. When Ryan and I posted about doing a 2-day couples therapy intensive, people literally started praying for us. Laughing emoji. And I get it. But here's the thing. We weren't falling apart. We went because we were ready to go deeper. Oh, you're already going deeper, girl. Don't even lie. Okay, sorry. And what happened in that room over those 2 days, it cracked us both wide open in ways I did not see coming. Ooh. Tell me more. Tell me more, girl. Tell me more. What other cracks were involved? Oh. What other deeper learnings did you uncover? I'm just curious.
Take my load.
Whoa. Heidi, calm down. This is a G-rated show. Taro's here. She's only heard very minimal vocabulary. Okay. We sat with a therapist named Dave. The universe keeps bringing that name back to me. Huh. Yeah, the universe really conspired to bring Daves into her life. She lives in a pretty Dave-heavy area, I would guess. Dave. It's like, everyone's name is John. It's so weird. This is such a coincidence for me. Who does something completely different from anything I've tried before. IFS. Okay, so I think that's what's called interfamily something. I think Dave had done that before and talked about it before. Psychodrama. Her favorite probably of the options. Experimental therapy. All of it woven together. We're talking parts work, childhood drawings, standing on literal cards on the floor, and trying to physically step into your own adult power. And watching Ryan stand there frozen for 30 minutes, unable to do it, I cried. Oh no, because I have been in that exact spot. I know what it costs to finally take that step. Okay, so Ryan sucks at therapy. Heidi needs you to know Ryan couldn't even do it. And she has empathy for him because she was there in the past. She solved all of those issues. Don't worry. But she understands because she's been there. He's not there yet. This one goes deep. Okay. I bet it does, girl. I bet it goes so deep. Horrors. Sorry. Okay. Let's get to it. I'm assuming, my guess is that she's gonna be like, Ryan is such a loser, but I'm helping him. But we'll see. Here we go. Yeah, and I want to look up who Dave is. Intensive therapy Dave. I don't believe he's a therapist, probably. I'm going to guess he's a life coach of some kind.
Hey there, I am Heidi Powell, and you...
Hey there, we're skipping ahead. We already know your life. Okay.
Hi.
What the hell is this,
We're
too?
here.
Wait,
We
hold on.
made...
Heidi Powell Wellnet. Heidi Powell Net. That's new, isn't it? Heidi Powell Net? I'm not recalling this from previous episodes. Hold on. Am I having deja vu or something? What's going on? I gotta look at a different video. Heidi Powell Net. Hold on. We gotta check something. And she's got a bunch of random videos again also. A 19-second underhand bodyweight row with no context. Okay, doesn't matter. All right, let's see. Heidi Powell Net. Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'm an idiot. All right. It's always been that.
Hi.
we're here. We made it. We made it to another episode.
People wondered where I went. People wondered.
They did.
They
wondered
DM'd
where
you,
you
and
went.
the last thing we did was we're going to therapy, and then I
Let's-
wasn't around for a couple weeks.
Do you think that's why? Because, well, what's funny is you actually were not gone for that long.
No, it was like a week.
A week. Ryan, in a nutshell, was gone for a week. And the second he started posting this,
He started exploiting strangers. Very similar to what Heidi would do. Why don't you just go and talk to people in the real world? Why do you got to put them on camera and make it content? Because there's a con involved.
My boyfriend.
Okay, sorry. That is my boyfriend, though. I let him go to the beach for a day. This is what he gets into.
Trip that he came back. I had...
Oh, co-host. He's co-host. Let's see. Heidi's Lane podcast co-host. Heidi's Lane podcast host. And their hats, I can't read what it says. But they have matching hats. Good catch. Who said that? Who said that? I can't. Wait, I'm looking. Someone said that. Oh, JB! Hey, JB! Nailed it. Good catch. Thank you.
We made it to another episode.
People wondered where I went. People wondered.
They did.
They
wondered
DM'd you,
where
and the last thing we did was we're going to therapy, and then I wasn't around for a couple weeks.
Do you think that's why? Because, well, what's funny is you actually were not gone for that long.
No, it was like a week.
A week. Ryan, in a nutshell, was gone for a week.
Well, that's because she posts him incessantly every second of the day when they're together, and even when they're on FaceTime. So when he's not around, it's like, it's obvious something's going on. You guys have broken up because otherwise he'd be 24 hours a day on your feed. Half Metal Alchemist 9. Thank you so much to Half Metal Alchemist. They say the ultimate pick me podcast. I'll take Dave's R soundbite advice. Dave R's soundbite advice. Okay. I know there's so many Daves in my life. I think this is a sign from above that we need to, address this. Like this.
This is just stupid.
Also, what does the sign mean?
Nothing.
Also?
Their building's bigger than yours, and their furniture's nicer than yours.
What is this one? I haven't pushed this one in a while.
People felt really loved and cared for when I would yell at them.
Also.
Liar! As the Bible says, fuck that.
Okay. We're getting away from Dave, but where's Oprah? So sitting around eating Skittles and watching Oprah reruns. Where's that?
Don't be selfish.
Bitch.
Don't be selfish.
Your mama?
We're gonna come and eat your children.
You're not Mel Robbins. You'll never be Mel Robbins.
What do I need to believe about this so that it serves me?
I gotta find the Oprah one too. I'm slacking today. But thank you, Half Metal Alchemist. You are not slacking today. Only me. Okay, back to it.
And the second he started posting this trip that he came back, I had multiple people online be like, oh my gosh, I was so worried. I was praying for you.
Yeah, someone prayed.
They said that they were praying for us because you
That's cool.
were gone. But then I'm like, what do you think it was? And I think it's because the last time
Don't look at that.
You were in town.
It was Cash's birthday that week.
It was Cash's birthday. The 2 days before Cash's birthday, Ryan and I did couples therapy.
2-day intensive workshop.
And we posted about it online. And I'm sure automatically, and we had said, I'm sure everyone says that though. They're like, you don't go to therapy to fix things.
Everything's fine, guys. Nothing to see here.
You go to therapy. Hold on, I'm going to fix this light real quick. You go to therapy.
Oh my God. Nothing changes with these people.
Because to have tools.
Yeah.
Which you do go to therapy to have tools, Okay.
Yes, indeed.
Hey, here's a tool. How about you set up the camera before you start recording? And then if this is in it, you cut it out, and it's called editing.
This little browner. There we go. Just fixing the lighting.
Yeah, we hear
Also,
you.
if you're not watching
We
this
see.
podcast, then let me just paint a picture for you. We have... Ryan doesn't like the couch.
I sink in everything, don't I?
He does.
I am
sinks in
densely built.
Everything.
I'm an averagely heavy man.
What do you sink into, Ryan? Tell me more. Sorry.
Like when he lays in the bed at night, it's like he goes inverted. Like his head goes... What is it?
I don't know. I found it. They're called bunkie boards. I have to buy a half king size bunkie board to go under the mattress topper on your bed because I sink. We're also, if you're not, you were saying.
They edited that.
Picture. Yeah, because I sink in everything. I weigh 205.
You guys, he sinks. He doesn't stink, he sinks. He needs a bunkie board. It's a very California thing. How much does he weigh? Let's hear.
Oh, you were saying to paint the
Bunkie
picture.
board.
Yeah,
No,
because I sink in everything. I weigh 205 pounds.
So
Is that like excessive? I don't think so.
It's essentially plyboard.
Yeah.
That we have to put underneath one side.
My side.
We can do it under both. I don't mind.
Yeah, okay. I love a hard mattress. My mattress at home is firm.
I feel like these mics are
Say that again. How firm? Okay. I'm being insane.
really happy.
Yeah, but they're quality.
Okay, so yes, painting a picture. Ryan sinks in the couch.
These chairs are great.
I'm over the car right now for a minute. Like I just
thank you.
And so we have pulled our two chairs that actually belong over on this side of the living room. So like we usually have a couch behind us like this, and then these chairs.
This is great. I like this setup.
Yeah, and so we have chairs in front of a couch.
How fast
and
was this?
We got the.
I'm jealous. Some of you may know I don't own a chair, and they are putting two of them in my face. I'm pissed.
We're off center.
It's fine.
The love sign is in the background. There we go.
Okay.
And we're podcasting from here. Let's talk about my outfit for a minute.
So
uniform?
unique.
My uniform.
Yeah.
How many days have I worn this same
I
outfit?
wouldn't even remember the last time you didn't wear this. But same. I wear I used to wear white t-shirts all the time.
And then I met you, babe, and then I decided that I didn't want anything to do with you. I never wanted to copy you because I see my reflection, the reflection in your eyes, and I, for some reason, just wanted to do the opposite.
Remember?
Yeah.
Nothing to unpack.
They're just not quality.
What I was saying, tangent, did you take your Vyvanse today?
Yeah, oh yeah. It doesn't seem like I didn't. I have new ADHD meds. Can we talk about ADHD medication?
Did you take yours, Heidi? No. You need some as well, please. Help us all.
It's fine.
I
don't think it's strong enough.
I know. I'm like, what time did you take it at? So this is my uniform this week. This is day 3.
Yeah.
I did have to change my jeans
Got
yesterday.
new jeans?
Because
Oh, big news. Going back to a podcast you did a couple months ago.
I bled through. You guys, I love
how that's like a...
Well, if you've been listening to this podcast and you know, or you haven't been, listen, if you are in perimenopause, I mean, I could cry at the drop of a hat today. So like, let's be careful what we talk about.
Why?
I thought she never cries and has no emotion. And even when she gets engaged, she'll never cry for him because she's not an emotional person. I guess that's changed since yesterday.
Cry.
Well, let's finish one thought at a time, okay?
I'm just validating.
Don't pull on any more fucking threads.
Validating. Cry if you want to. It feels great.
I'm kidding. But anyway,
she's going to blame him for the low views. She's had low views. This is episode 92. She's had low views the entire time. But she's going to start blaming him. Like, babe, you're ruining my podcast. It was about to take off. And then you started talking about yourself. Shut up. This is why I'm failing.
Perimenopause is hard. I had a period in April.
God,
no.
Call Rachel Hollis.
What month are we in? June? May was like a weird one. I had a good period in April, but like then it was 2 months prior to that where I didn't. And it is hard to go. And the reality is I just need to be okay with my body not having regular periods. But there's something in my brain when I'm not having them regular where I'm like, man, it's like I'm trying to get back to a place I'll never be again. However,
yeah.
I am
preach it, sister.
On my period.
I'm back, bitches.
I'm young right now. I had to change my jeans yesterday. Felt like I was
Good for
18
you.
again, you know?
Yeah. Can I ask a woman question?
But this tank top, this is day 3 of this tank top.
Yeah, new jeans.
When I find something that works, it's like Steve Jobs. He buys, or is he dead?
Yeah.
He died.
Yeah.
Is he dead? Not in my heart.
But he did buy.
Who needs meds, dude? It's not me. You tried mine one day and
I
you
don't know if we
hated
should
it.
be putting that on.
No, it's fine. That's not a
I
big
tried a
deal. It's
Vyvanse once.
Low dosage ADHD medication.
Steve Jobs. Let me go
She
back.
would qualify, okay? She believed in real medicine and actually going to a doctor. She would know that.
Wears the same shirt.
Yeah.
Wore. Because we've established he's no longer with us. Rest in peace.
That's actually the reason he died, is because he had only had one shirt, and that killed his creativity and expression, and it just was over for him, basically. And also the pancreatic cancer that he left untreated. But, whatever. One came first.
But every day he wore the same shirt, and he like the same black shirt, because there's something called decision fatigue, and the energy. We actually just taught about it in Mastermind.
Heidi not wearing fresh clothes and comparing herself to Steve Jobs is hilarious.
Thank you. It came up, but like the energy we have to put toward deciding what to wear each day, and even deciding our meals, like change.
That's why I don't eat. Okay, sorry, that was a low blow. Sorry. She definitely eats Transform powder, and that's what you should buy, because you won't have decision fatigue. You'll have regular fatigue, but not decision fatigue if you just drink pineapple punch Transform powder every day for every meal. You will have at least one thing in your life figured out, and that's all it takes.
Sales is love.
Thank you to Lorena Glam. Lorena Glam, thank you so much. Lorena says, Kia, as it's almost 7 p.m., I'm a pet sitter in New York City, and Taro reminds me so much of this black cat I watch named Wednesday. She'd scream at me for food all day. You are my fave. Well, we got 10 minutes until Taro's dinner time. And as soon as that little ding kibble alarm goes off, she's going to jump off the table, off the desk, and forget that I exist. And then 5 minutes later, she's going to come back and go, okay, I would like some more pets now, because now I need a sweet treat. And her sweet treat is getting pet on the head, right? Say something cute. She said, thank you so much. And also, speaking of New York City,
your girl is a bougie bitch.
And also,
sounds too good to be true, right?
And Wednesday's a very cute cat name, black cat name.
A great deal of wealth is appropriate for me.
Thank you, Lorena Grant. And finally, one more.
Why does this sound cult every second?
The cult of the black cat sitters. Unite! Okay.
Up meals. That's why this routine is actually really important, because if we can remove the decision fatigue, it actually gives us energy for other things. And so today and yesterday, waking up and grabbing
my dirty clothes.
The day before,
I love it. It's cute.
I shower 2 to 3 times a day.
Yeah.
I'm clean.
2 to 3 times a day?
I mean, I don't really go anywhere. So it's
the
not
town.
Like the town. So last night, was that last night or 2 nights ago?
It was like 2 nights ago. I grabbed your bare feet.
He grabbed my feet. He went like he was going to go suck on my toe.
Yeah, I mean, I was like joking. This isn't like some gross podcast. Now. Calm down, everybody.
Tell me more about the toes. I could be into that. As long as it's with Ryan. Heidi's going to send a cease and desist to me directly. I was fine with you criticizing everything I do for the last 3 years and making 40 hours of content a month about me. But once you said that Ryan was hot, that was taking it too far. And she's probably right. I should probably stop. Some guy 00001. Thank you so much, some guy. Some guy says, who doesn't love a mattress that's hard? Heidi, apparently. He needs, what did he call it? I sank in. He's from Minnesota secretly. I sink into the bed and I need a dinky donk. Mattress pad or whatever he's talking about. I don't know what the hell they're talking about. He's going to get a dinky donk. She's going to take Vyvanse, but she's against it, and they're going to change the lighting, and now they got chairs, and this is very important for us to know. I don't know.
I am dating the most evolved human being. Oh, no, it's okay. I don't get sick.
Look out. Medical medium's a cult.
Okay, this is for everybody. All right.
Got my celery juice right here.
Hunky board. Thank you, some guy. All right, back to it.
Jeez. I was like making a joke. Like, these are your dirty feet after a full day. I acted like I was going to put it in my mouth. And she goes, ah.
I said, these feet have been all over the town. And he's like, the town?
Like upstairs, downstairs, car, Starbucks, in shoes, back home.
I said, I know I went somewhere today.
All
and then
over
I
town.
had to like think through and backtrack and be like, where did I go? And where I had gone was to get him from the airport.
Yeah. All over town. Wait, can I ask a woman period question?
Yeah.
It's something I've heard, so I'm curious if it's true as you have inconsistent periods. I've heard women say that when you have a period, it's a cleansing, but it's like an emotional cleansing too. Like it feels.
The fuck are you talking about? Shut up. I've heard it's an emotional cleansing. Yeah, it feels great. It feels so emotionally cleansing. Yeah. Since I was 13 years old. Yeah, it's such an emotional. Shut up. I've heard from my ass where I made this up. Okay, sorry. Thank you to Unruly. H5X. Thank you so much. Tuli Unruly says, here's something for Tarot's treats. Ah, lucky girl. Say thank you. She said,
Textbook example of cancel culture.
Don't cancel Tarot. She didn't do nothing. That's how Tarot will repay everybody, is in light language from her meows. Thank you so much. And to Amy LX8RN, Amy, thank you as always. Amy says, do you remember the good old days when people kept most of their problems to themselves? Unfortunately, no. Internet needs to be taken away from Heidi immediately. Should it be? What do we think? Should the internet be taken away from Heidi immediately?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes.
How positive?
Yeah.
Should it be given back to her tenfold?
No.
Thank you, Amy. I agree. We've gone too far. We've gone way too far into the lane, into the Heidi's lane. And she's thriving. That's the problem. She is thriving in this environment. And, well, not really. That's a lie. This has 400 views. Let's be real. JB, thank you so much to JB. JB says, Ryan needs to start spending time with some men. Yeah. Or his own family. Okay, that's kind of mean. Sorry. I think that might be not possible for him based on these court documents. But, yeah, I think he needs to get off of ChatGPT, get out of Heidi's house, and go read a book or something, maybe.
Yeah. Thank you.
Whose idea is that?
Me?
Yeah.
We literally are a disaster. We're best friends.
It's heading down a road. Okay, we're almost to therapy. We're almost there.
It's like you emotionally reset in a cleansing, which I believe is probably true, and it would make total sense that it's like mind, body, soul, emotions. Mm-hmm. Do you feel when you miss periods that like you have one now? Do you feel like, I mean, we laid in bed and talked for hours last night. You cried last night.
Did I?
Yeah.
Did I?
You're crying last night.
What was I crying over?
You're telling old stories.
Oh, yeah. I actually.
What do you have, amnesia? Period amnesia? What was I crying about last night? That's a sign to get help immediately.
Was grieving last night.
Deeply.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is interesting because I don't know if I've done that.
Do you remember that or no?
There's been a few moments.
Few months of our relationship when you had allowed me and asked questions about Dave, which then.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was interesting. You had, how did that, something had
You were
come
showing
up.
me a video of a singer and you're like, oh my gosh, this singer wrote a song for Dave after he passed.
Oh yeah, we were looking at musicians.
Yeah.
That's how it started.
Yeah, we were going.
Sorry. I cut off your voice. Space Pastry. Thank you so much. Space Pastry said, people need to pass exams to have podcasts. It's the current exam to have a podcast is the heartbeat test and the breath and lungs test. If you have both of those things, you're qualified at this current time, as evidenced by what we're watching right now.
We all love money.
She's not making $1 from this podcast. There's no sponsors. The views are too low to make money on YouTube. The only thing that she may be getting from it is her own validation that, she's doing this, and to try to connect with people to try to then affiliate sell stuff for their clinics and their colonic supplements and vaginal balls or whatever she's hawking these days.
They're going to be dropping some really powerful, amazing, life-changing shiz.
Because in actuality, there is no money being made directly from this podcast. I do not know that for sure, but I don't know where the money would be coming from.
It's okay to cry.
So thank you so much. And thank you for being a member for 27 months. That's crazy. That is, you're over 2 years old. That's incredible. You are speaking so well for a toddler. Amazing. Are 2-year-olds toddlers? Let me know. And Arian from Gravity Falls. Thank you so much to Arian from Gravity Falls. They say he can read Dave's book and then get a job. That was one of the craziest. I recently rewatched the Pancake Gate video in the last couple months, and it was so insane that someone in the chat, probably trolling, was like, I don't have a job. I can't afford $18 to buy your book. And he's like, the thing I would do, this is Dave, the thing I would do first if I was in your situation, and I'm sorry that you're in that situation, ma'am or sir, is find a way to get my book, and then it will tell you how to find a job. I was like, you have lost it. Those were truly the good old days, though. The funny days when things weren't so serious.
It hurts. It stings.
And now here we are in couples therapy with a different guy.
We're talking about something awful, terrible, the unimaginable.
Is life getting better or worse? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you, Arian. All right, back to it. Periods. Are they good or bad? That's the question we're tackling today. Taro's getting food. Yes. She's happy again.
Through your playlist that's 14 years old.
And I said, oh, it was James TW.
James TW.
So James TW, I had gone to Joel and Kat Marion's wedding in North Carolina at the castle there. It was literally the most beautiful thing. It was July.
Oh yeah, she wore a sundress, a cover-up sundress to this Biltmore estate, which was a little underdressed for the occasion for this wedding, in my opinion.
2023, which was a handful of months after Dave had passed. And we were all friends, Dave and I, with Joel and Kat, and a group of friends of ours. And at the
I get
wedding,
to meet soon, by the way.
Yeah, you get to meet. We're actually going to concerts with Joel and Kat in
soon.
July.
That'd be cool.
I'm really excited about that. But they are the cutest couple ever. And I was actually, one of James TW's songs came up and I said, oh my gosh, at Joel and Kat's wedding, they had Nico Moon. Who was the other singer?
Who are you talking about?
I cannot
They had
remember.
a lot of famous people there.
I don't know.
It was like an event.
I could be wrong. I don't feel like Trevor Hall was there, but it was someone like that.
Who's that?
Who was there as they went down the aisle. But Nico Moon was there. They did a private concert. And then James TW, who is very much an Ed Sheeran.
Yeah.
Very much.
So
beautiful
talented.
voice.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And
I've heard of him, but he wasn't there. He's like Ed Sheeran. Okay. What are we talking about?
Hit me last night. I'm like, oh my gosh. James,
what are we looking at?
He wrote a song for Dave after he passed. And Ryan's like, how did that happen? Did he know Dave? Did you tell him? And I'm like, I don't remember. So I went to my DMs.
You don't remember? That's bad.
Look up my messages with James. And apparently, because at Joel and Kat's wedding, Mel Robbins had done she and Chris, her husband, did the most hilarious.
Really?
I have a video of it.
Oh, I gotta see it. Yeah.
They did a toast. It was really funny.
I don't remember anything about it. It was like a toast or something. It was so good. I don't remember being there or anything about it, but it was amazing because it was Mel Robbins.
And so Mel and Chris were there. And when Mel and I were talking after James had sang, she came up to me and she's like, oh my gosh, I think you need to go talk to James TW. And I said, why? And she said, apparently James follows me, not me, but Mel.
Yeah.
And she said he had seen when I posted about my best buddy Dave passing. He had seen when
my best buddy, who she forgot died when she was on an interview, and also never spoke about again after he died, and after the cocaine and fentanyl stuff came out. She made content pushing people to her podcast 40 times when he died, talking about how she was writing the eulogy, how she was given this great honor. And then as soon as it was real, I don't know that guy. I never really knew him that well. I totally forgot he existed. She was another one that dropped him immediately.
Mel had posted about Dave passing, and she said that James was like, I wrote a song for him.
This is who this is.
Mel's like, how do you need to connect and get this song and hear it? And so James and I went back and forth, and so I played the song for you last night.
Well, you showed me a DM with James.
Yeah.
Explaining your relationship with Dave.
Because
I don't think maybe he knew.
I didn't talk to him at the wedding.
Yeah.
This doesn't make any sense. This guy who did not know Dave, but followed Mel Robbins, decided he was going to write a song for Dave, and she remembers no other details. Yeah, this seems like it's not true at all.
So I reached out and I said, hey, Mel told me to reach out to you, said you'd wrote a song. Here's a little bit about me and Dave. And I sent him some things.
Well, if he already wrote the song, what are you giving him information about? This is so confusing. None of this makes sense.
And then he was just so sweet and said, oh my gosh, I feel like I wrote this song for you.
Yeah.
Then, for you and Dave. And here you go.
What song is it?
And
what the hell song is it?
So that song, I haven't listened to it since, I don't know.
Well, it was the DMs when you started getting really emotional.
I really love the song, but I never listened to it. What are we doing here? It was such an amazing song. I don't remember anything about it or what the words were or what it sounded like. And I've never listened to it since. And I don't like this guy, but also it was really important and made me cry last night. Okay. JLB Nerdy. Thank you so much to JLB Nerdy. JLB says she's dropped Mel's name harder than a bowling ball. Mel Robbins? My best friend and confidant? I'll never be her, but that's okay.
I am getting emotional right now.
I cried in Ocean.
It is what it is.
Oh my gosh.
It reminds me of something from the war.
I've been an alpha female.
Where's Mel Robbins?
I love selling stuff online.
Everything is lost in my brain. Thank you, JLB.
Oh, yeah. When I was kind of.
Yeah, you couldn't even finish reading it. Yeah.
Tangent. So you were asking about periods.
Yeah. So yeah, like, is there like an emotional cleansing, emotional release? I've heard that.
Dumb shit.
And it would make sense. And then do you feel like you don't get it when you don't have a period, but you run on like high?
Yeah, women going through menopause or women who don't have periods, they are just emotionally stuck up, especially in the vaginal cavity.
So I feel like it would make sense that there's an
gross.
emotional cleanse, because when you consider actually just biologically, physiologically, what's happening in your body when you're estrogen,
And it's it's a peak of a cycle that like restarts, and I mean it feels like that would make total sense.
So naturally you're going to have like a
You would think that, but it's actually stupid.
cycle and a cleanse. And so I do think when I will say this, I don't think, except for the days historically leading up to a period, like the day right before a period for me, historically, that's been off lately, I do feel like my life is doomed. Literally, the day before, my life is doomed.
Well.
And I'm like, I'll never get to everything. It's just a feel,
Now that's relatable.
I'm
with you there, girl.
Overwhelm. And so not having, and then when I start my period the next day, I'm always like, oh, that's why. So it kind of then starts to make sense. And then I'm actually back in my flow, pun intended.
Yeah.
But not having, like, I thought I was starting a couple weeks ago, and then it never happened. There's just, it's almost like I perceive, and I'll only speak for myself, but I perceive something's wrong with my body when it's not actually. So when a period doesn't come, I start to act as if something's wrong.
Oh,
right? Like
makes sense.
when really what's happening with my body is absolutely 100% natural. Me at this age, at 44 years old, skipping periods is absolutely normal and natural. And I think some of my work right now, emotionally and internally, is in allowing, not resisting, not fighting what's happening, and allowing it to be. I was actually served an Instagram reel the other day that really had me.
From God. He served it to me because I needed to see it. And it was telling me that at 44 years old, I'm okay if I don't get my period. I'm really upset about it. I'm going to do everything in my power to change it, but I need to accept that it's happening. Thank you so much to Arian from Gravity Falls. Arian says, as a daughter of four girls, shouldn't he, father, okay, I think that's what you meant, right? As a father of four girls, shouldn't he have learned this? Good thing Heidi, the hormone expert, is here to help. I was thinking that, like, he may be a man and may not have any understanding of the female body at this point, which is sort of on him. But yeah, don't you have daughters that you might have learned this information, like, to help through? sounds like this is his first experience thinking about the opposite sex and wondering about it and actually getting it very wrong, in my opinion. He probably got it from some Mel Robbins podcast where this woman came on and said, yes, periods are an emotional reset. And every month you shed your emotional wounds and you start fresh. And he was like, I knew it. I felt that intuitively. I felt that.
You have a wig in your panties.
Oh, here it is. This is a late delayed soundbite.
You have to think instead of sitting around eating Skittles and watching Oprah reruns.
You're not freaking fine.
You're crack.
Okay, one final one.
You're gonna get spanked by the universe.
Thank you, Arian. Okay.
Thinking. And it was actually for this Korean skincare mask. Apparently there's like fish eggs you can inject under your skin or something.
Of course there is.
Yeah, but there's like a mask that they've done so you put it on your face and it's basically, but the reel starts by showing it's this whole visual graphic of and it talks you through it. It's really cool, really educational. Don't know how correct it is, but
it's definitely AI and it's probably all fake.
This first part definitely is. Essentially is showing and talking about a woman, like when we get Botox, we might be freezing our face and reversing aging for a period of time, like reversing the appearance of aging for a period of time. But underneath your skin, all of the aging is continuing to happen. Like the collagen is breaking down. The cells are breaking down. There's actually damage still happening under. So every time the Botox wears off, the lines are deeper, the wrinkles are more, the effects are like my Botox.
Is that true? It's like, it's a myth, I thought, where they say if you pull your hair out, your gray hair out, 20 more will pop up. I heard that was actually a myth. This sounds like a myth too. If you get Botox, it'll become more. So it's probably just propaganda from Botox Inc., where it's like you need to keep getting more and more Botox or else it's going to be deeper wrinkles when you don't get it.
Is very worn off right now, and it's true. Every time the Botox wears off,
a wrinkle.
I do notice more and more, and it's saying like, and then it really got me thinking, because it's like if you just imagine this back and forth process forever. What am I going to be 60? Yeah, I mean 60-year-olds are doing it, but it's like, so I get Botox for a minute and I freeze my face, but then when it wears, how long?
Like you take a few steps forward, but then it's always more steps back all the time because of it.
Yeah, it's just like, how long am I going to fight this? At what age do I decide?
The whole time, probably, if I'm to guess, based on how it's gone so far.
That age,
which is fine. There's nothing wrong with it inherently. Like there's nothing wrong with going, hey, there's this Botox product, there's this and that, I have a face mask on. It's not fish eggs from Korea, but I have this thing, LED. I looked it up. It was not cheap. It's the men's version because I read it online that it's better quality for the same price. Because men always get the best stuff. But I'm not like, oh, this means that I'm a bad person. It's just like I'd like to hold on to my youth as long as possible. I don't know. Should I feel bad about this? And she does like every treatment possible. So she's saying she's going to stop doing it because I don't think you're going to change your personality that much. But okay.
Is actually beautiful.
Come here.
I mean, I'll cry now even thinking about it. But it really got me thinking. I'm like, man, it is really interesting to think how we're just constantly... And we're paying thousands every time. We pay thousands of dollars for a frozen face for really at this point. But my body's pretty immune to Botox, right?
Oh,
like,
really? Oh.
It's not
it might last
to
for
Botox.
a month
Did
if
you
I'm
just
lucky.
get it or no?
No, it's been 3
I thought you
months
went the other day.
No,
that was a different face thing.
It's yeah, that was laser.
Oh, yeah.
So, but it might last for a month.
Come here.
And then it's like I'm just waiting my time until I can go get it again and freeze my face and
what is
almost
she talking about?
Fake an age that I'm not is kind of how I started thinking about it. But anyway, I want to get this Korean skincare mask.
Yeah.
He's like, so anyways, all that to say, I want to get a different treatment that I don't have yet. I will keep getting Botox and doing lasers and nothing will change, but I have thought about it.
I was like,
because apparently it like actually repairs the skin. But then even at that, like how long before I finally accept who I am.
Never.
In all of who I am. How long? When does that happen?
Never.
I'm there in a lot of ways. You know, like I haven't colored my hair in. Here we go. Let's
been
take
a
off
while.
my hat.
Yeah, but there's no gray hair. I wouldn't color my hair either if I didn't have grays. But here we are.
Yeah, 8 months or so.
She's lucky. She actually has less aging identities than I do.
I still have some extensions, but it's like a fraction of the extensions that I have. So it's like there's progress, but man.
But it is.
Tarot does not like getting picked up until you do it, and then she purrs. And she does want to go on the desk, but she doesn't want to be picked up to do it. But I have not figured out how to levitate her yet, so I'm sorry for the drama.
It's cool though, because and I don't know if this has anything to do with it, but when you got rid of some, like most of the extensions and stopped coloring your hair, it got thicker.
I mean, yeah, debatable.
I don't think it's debatable. I think it's clear. I think it's
Yeah.
evidence-based.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I mean, so it's interesting. Like you did.
Talk about therapy. We've been listening for 17 minutes. I have not heard therapy once.
Less to it.
But then the reality is, what if my fate is to have thinning hair? Like,
And you do. You
again,
shave it and get some cool wigs.
How do I get myself to a point where no matter how I look,
Yeah.
I love myself? Now,
Yeah.
I'm
This is a question she should be asking a therapist, because the answer to me is you're not going to get there without doing. It's not going to just one day go, oh, you don't need validation anymore. It's not how it works. So if she's really asking this genuinely, this is something to ask a professional to work through, because it's a self-esteem thing, not a, oh, at 45 you'll hit and it'll just be fine with your life and yourself. People are 100 and probably still getting Botox and whatever, trying to remain youthful. It's part of our culture.
I'm so much further along today
For sure.
than I've ever been in my entire life. I love who I am.
Mm-hmm.
And
Sure,
there's
yeah.
still the question, do I love who I am when you take away everything? And I've never been there. I have the boobs, they're there. I got the teeth, the fake teeth. Now that was bulimia that kind of forced me to do that. But I have.
He's looking like, look at his face. Hold on. Look at his eyes.
The fake teeth. Now that was bulimia that kind of forced me to do that. But I have the.
He's like, are we recording? Are we recording this? This is getting off the rails.
The extension still. It's a really interesting thing. We were talking about periods. Don't remember how. Yeah,
It's okay.
all
I
of
think
it
you
is
wrapped it up.
accepting. It's
I think you wrapped
accepting.
it up.
It's like.
Thank you. I agree. She wrapped
Wasn't
it
I
up.
telling you about hypno babies the other day?
Yeah.
I did hypno babies with Cash and Ruby.
Hypno babies? What the fuck is this? Okay, my babies, I'm telling you a color. Can you guess it? I think he said blue with his third eye.
Which was, I had 2 births with an epidural. Cash and Ruby I had with no epidural. And it was like.
Oh, she's better than us. She's better than all women who got an epidural. She proved that she's actually the strongest alpha female of us all.
I've been an alpha female.
Really cool, because in hypno babies they teach you I never was hypnotized, but essentially it's breath work, and they teach you to focus on your breathing. And one of the biggest things I'll always remember is them saying there's a difference between pain and pressure. And pain, when your body is broke, when something's broken, a bone is broken,
Like something's
or there's
wrong.
an open wound, something's wrong.
Like going the way it's not supposed to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You feel pain. When your body is doing what it's naturally supposed to do, which is
pushed to the limits.
having a baby,
Yeah.
then that is not pain, it's pressure. And when you can.
Shut the hell up. This is the type of discussion and podcast buffoonery that is encouraging women to have home births, and then they have complications, and then they're not at the hospital, and now they're in danger of dying, their baby's in danger of dying. And it's because people like this say, well, nothing bad will happen because naturally your body will just take care of it. Nothing's wrong. If you just breathe the way we're telling you to, then you'll be fine. That's not how it works. In reality, you should be prepared. Now, if you want to do a home birth with a doctor, I mean, that's your choice, it's your right, but you can't say there's no risks inherently doing that. That's a choice and a risk you're taking. It's not the body knows what's best. The body killed women for hundreds of thousands of years or thousands of years before we got to modern medicine and to doctors who had supplies. You know, it was a leading cause of death for many, many, many decades. And now we don't need it. And now we have people out there encouraging women that, oh, it's actually really good for you to ignore all precautions and just breathe through it. Shut up. God. JB, thank you so much, JB. JB says, Ryan thinking my future employer will watch this. He's like, is this thing on? Is this thing on? Should we cut? Should we cut right now?
I am not problematic.
I like winning more than I like sitting on the beach.
Taro's looking at me really quizzically. Right? Are you happy? Are you traumatized? Yeah, she's somewhere in between.
I'm outside the Cheesecake Factory waiting for it to open.
She looks beautiful in the sun. I'll take a picture of her.
I still have dyslexia.
Thank you, JB.
Differentiate, right? Like my body, when I have a baby coming out of my birth canal, like that's absolutely what my body's designed for. And so it's a beautiful thing, and you can kind of reframe what you feel. But I think I was thinking about that the other day. I'm like, man, emotionally it's the same thing. But and the more you can not fight what's meant to happen naturally, the less pressure and pain you perceive. And so I can't help but be like, oh, it's the same emotionally. Right? This is what
it's kind of like a baby is the ultimate emotional reset, because you had a baby and it's like the peak experience to birth the baby. And so now that's like emotionally helpful, right? People are like, no, it's really painful and hurts and it's part of the process, but it's not a pleasant experience.
My body's naturally supposed to do. It's supposed to naturally age. It's supposed to naturally not have a period. Come here. And so like the more I can embrace it and not fight it, and have all my muscles seize up against it, which causes pain, right? Then like
you'll feel the pressure of whatever society, the standards, your own self-perception or expectations, but it's not pain.
Yeah.
Also, if you're not watching, we have matching hats.
Yes, we do.
I was like, we went to therapy and all we got were these stupid matching hats.
Wait, should we talk about therapy?
Well,
yeah, please, for the love of God. They gave him hats at this therapy. Okay, this guy's not a therapist. But hold on. We got to take a second to appreciate this beautiful angel in the sun. What do we think, guys? Is this not the most beautiful angel you've ever seen in your gosh darn life? The cops are coming to get her because she's so gorgeous. It's unfathomable. It's a crime in this state to be this beautiful of a kitty cat. Thank you to Arian from Gravity Falls. We're finally getting into the gosh darn therapy session. Okay. Aaron says, the body is also designed to eat and age. Rage. The body is designed to do many things, and yet somehow mistakes happen, accidents happen, pain occurs, and yet these people think, no. Nothing needs to be done. All doctors are evil.
I'm proud to be proud of you.
I don't give a fucking shit
about healthcare for women. That's what Heidi would say in this moment.
I got 4 toes on 1 foot. My sister ran me over with a lawnmower.
I definitely did do hypnobirth with Tara when I birthed her.
I've been an alpha female.
I want to be relatable.
It was a wonderful experience. I felt no pain, only gain. Thank you, Arian.
Well, you bought this hat in California and left it at my place, and it is awesome. And
wait,
so,
was this the day before therapy that
yeah, it was when I came in last time before therapy, and I wore this hat, and you're like, now it's stretched out and greasy from your bald head, so order me a new one.
Okay, so this
which
hat,
is not wrong. It's true.
Well,
my daughters tell me the same thing. They're like, your greasy head. They always tease me.
What? My dad was bald.
I know. What are you going to do? Maybe I need to create a product for the greasy bald men out there.
You do. But we had a leather couch, actually, in both houses, our Arizona house and the Newport house that my
dad's head spot.
There's a greasy bald head spot.
It's skin oil.
To this day from my dad's head. So yeah, Ryan, I mean, there was one day I bought this hat in Newport. I don't buy many things. Can we acknowledge that?
Yeah. Meanwhile, in their mansion.
I bought this hat in Newport. I don't buy many things. Can we acknowledge that?
I totally acknowledge that. I told you that when I first met you. I thought you would be the biggest shopper in the world. I mean, it just kind of would seem that way.
Yeah, I don't.
And you're actually like really minimalist.
Yeah.
Your money goes when you travel.
I like to travel nicely.
Yeah.
Not going to lie. I like a good first class upgrade if I can afford it.
It's all preferences.
I like a nice hotel.
It makes you happy when we spend money.
She's so unique in that.
Your girl is a bougie bitch.
Money in the places that we don't even like, that's when we're pissed about our spending.
Yeah, I don't care about my car. I mean, I've had the same car. It's got 100,000 miles.
It's utility.
Had it since 2000.
Well, she's got other guys. She's got a free Tesla in the driveway too, so I guess she can have her other car. And also, it's like a Lexus. Like, shut up. Like, save me the sob story about, oh, I don't spend that much. I have a car that's really old. It is a Land Rover Mercedes tank that I got from the Army that will never go bad. But don't worry about it. It's just, I'm really frugal. Shut up. I hate when rich people are trying to convince us that they're really, really cheap. It's like, you're actually making me more upset. Just spend the money. God, you have it already. You've stolen it from enough people. And stolen, I mean, tricked enough people into believing you have something valuable to say. So you might as well use it for your beautiful life. Ugh.
Bitch.
I didn't say it. Amy, thank you so much to Amy. Amy says, theory, Heidi's therapist is feeding into her bullshit to keep her coming to make more money. I mean, it's for not making her better. Yes. I heard this on the Reddit that in this podcast, they make a joke or they say, oh, Dave, who's the therapist, is going to be on the podcast. Now, if that's true, then he is not an ethical therapist. There's already questions about whether he's got any certifications, I question. And then secondly, if he was working with Ryan one-on-one first and then decided to work with Heidi one-on-one and then did this intensive, and the intensive sounds like they were doing like trust falls and bullshit, it's like, okay, I'm losing the credibility factor for him. And especially if he's going to be on a podcast, I don't think a real therapist would do that. Like if I asked my therapist to be on my channel, she'd be like, no. I would hope she would say no. So I agree with you, Amy. I don't think Dave is legit, personally.
You probably have parasites.
Get the parasites when they're partying.
Amen.
2002, 2022.
Tops. Yeah.
These tank tops I've had for years.
That's great.
And sometimes I'll have to replace them because they get a little stretched out. But like, they're
when I rub your shoulders and I
tops.
put my hand underneath the straps and you're like, don't stretch my shirts.
I do.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Or
I'm learning.
Yeah. Why were we talking about? Oh, so we were in Newport.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot my bikini I left it at your house. We were down at my mom's.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, crap, I got to go get a bikini. Here's another reason I don't shop. Because when I shop,
when you start with one,
I don't know how to stop.
You give a mouse a cookie.
That's exactly what happens.
Yeah. You went back to the counter 4 times.
I did.
So she shops a lot now. So if she doesn't shop ever, but when she does shop, she shops a lot. Okay. So this story is also contradictory. Got it.
I ended up buying.
Should we put this in your existing bag, ma'am?
Did I buy 2 or 3 bikinis?
I think I bought 2. A hat.
And they looked the exact same. Can we just say that? They were both the same color, but like after I bought one that was non-refundable, non-returnable, I found a better blue. Like I liked the
Were they both blue?
Yes, they were. Oh my gosh. And then I found this hat. And you had found the hat for me.
Yeah.
You put it on. I'm like, great.
Mm-hmm.
And then I needed sunglasses.
Oh, and then you got sunglasses.
The sunglasses, you better not be wearing those at your house.
Are they? I don't wear them. No,
okay,
because
good.
that's not my shape.
Okay, good.
I can't wear them.
Because I don't want your greasy giant ass head on my Gucci goggles.
Bitch.
Oh, it's not my shape.
So I get these things.
Babe. You better not wear my sunglasses.
Yeah, well, because your head's bigger than mine. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I have a tiny head.
You do have a tiny head, and
Your
mine is
head's
bigger.
Not big. Mine is.
It might be. I don't know.
But he sent me a picture when I was back home, and he's
I'm
like, "Check it
bored."
out." I'm wearing
Oh
your
yeah,
hat.
your hat is so cool. It fits
Yeah,
really
that's
well.
what you said. And then I was like, "Oh, cool. He's wearing it for a second, right?" Like.
Then I show up with it.
And then I pick him up.
It's mine now.
I picked him up from.
So
the
we got you a new
airport
one
for therapy.
Now we're in matching hats.
And he had a hat my hat on and I take it off and it's like greasy and shaped to his head.
I will like come out of the ocean with sunscreen on my head and put on my hats and it's like this white ring on. It's not great.
So
I don't blame you.
He replaced mine.
And then you bought another one to have in California too.
Yeah. So I have
now
one
you're
each
stacked
place.
up. Again, routine.
You guys,
Decision fatigue.
You guys, shut the fuck up. You gotta get on with the topics, please. I'm losing interest. I'm the only person in the world who cares about any of this, and yet you're losing me. Your number one fan, the number one hater of your life, and I do not care. You must move on, please.
Douche Lord.
God.
Make sure I write my name on mine.
It's like the strap cinched all the way. I know which one's yours. That tiny little head of yours.
What do we want to talk? Well, we were going to talk about
Therapy part 2.
Therapy.
I don't even know how to summarize and sum up how amazing that was, but we'll try. Can I
Because
have a coffee,
that's right.
please?
Yeah. We had already kind of, we talked about therapy that we were going to. What do you want to say about it?
Well, why don't you describe from your perspective what kind of like methodology of therapy it was? Like, how did you experience what kind it was? You've done a lot of different modalities, so I've done a few, but you.
She's gonna start getting pissed at him. I can feel it in my bones because he's a better question asker and actually I mean, he's not great for the record, but he, compared to her, can actually kind of lead a conversation and try to stay on track and try to guide. So she is going to get pissed when people maybe make a comment and go, wow, Ryan's really good. He's really helping this podcast grow. I much prefer to have you two talking and have him be the leader. Oh, she's going to kick him off so fast. I can't wait.
Done a lot.
You guys, the woman you see sitting here today
has been shaped by many coaches and therapists.
You have no idea. So for those of you that think I'm a shit show, you should have seen me before. That's all I'm going to say.
Before when?
I have come a long way, ladies and gents.
You're amazing.
And I still have a ways to go. And I am like, man, I am so grateful for all of the inner work. I'm grateful for all.
Peace Train Drum says he is somewhat oriented to space and time. That's a very accurate description.
All of it. And actually, I had forgotten until we went to go see Dave. Ironically, the guy's name is Dave.
So ironic.
I had forgotten about a huge form of therapy that I had participated in. There's been so many different things. It all started with Landmark back in the day.
That's not
in 2008.
therapy.
We've talked about that before.
That's literally not therapy. Okay, so her definition of therapy is already skewed. Landmark, cult, #cult.
And I would say I didn't really do much more. I did a handful of different Landmark courses in 2008 and 9, maybe even 10. But then I didn't do much more until Chris and I had it, obviously. Our, what do you call it? Integrity breach by me. So this is not a Chris thing, if anyone.
What do we call it? Our integrity breach by me? That's one way to put it, girl. What is she looking at him for? What do we call it when I cheated on my husband? Integrity breach by me? What does he know? He wasn't there.
Till Chris and I had it, obviously. Our, what do you call it? Integrity breach by me. So this is not a Chris thing. If anyone listening, don't bring it back to him that I said anything that makes it sound like he's guilty. We're all guilty in our own way. But I mean, that was my whole thing.
He's not guilty, but we're all kind of guilty. Am I right, ladies? When you cheat on your husband, he kind of deserved it, right? He was so annoying. He looks so sad. Poor Ryan. He's so hot and just so sad. Ugh. Poor guy.
She looks scary.
That then was like, okay, number one, if obviously Chris and I decided to try and make our marriage work. And so it was all in. We went all in therapy for the rest of our marriage.
You're flying to like LA once a week.
We were flying to LA. Yep. The therapist was there. I still love her. I still see her when I need that kind of therapy because every therapist or coach has their own style. But that was the whole thing. It was like to kind of uncouple the marriage at some point when we kind of both made the decision and do it. And I think that's why Chris and I
Okay, I'm exaggerating how good looking he is. Okay, I'm making a jokey.
Have such a great co-parenting dynamic. Actually, is how we did it. Anyway.
Yep.
But also,
I'm not going to go through all the things, but I've done everything under the sun, and I have different coaches that I kind of have on call for different things. But when I was sitting in the room with
Dave?
you and Dave,
yeah.
He was kind of explaining his methodology. What I love about him, so typically therapists, it's very talk therapy,
Yeah.
right?
You tell like what happened to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your story?
Yeah, and
and that's so stupid because it's better to just go like this, and it feels better. Talking about your problems and feelings is stupid, especially when you're perfect. There's nothing to say. Is what I always say.
That works for me. Obviously, during a difficult marriage and a divorce, that was what I needed.
Yeah,
right?
it has
There's
its
tools.
place. Oh yeah.
Right after Dave, and certain parts when Dave and I were together, when I was trying to navigate helping someone through treatment or whatever, I would talk to Laurel. By the way, Laurel's the bomb. I love her. I'd get back in contact with her after Dave passed. She was my ride or die, helping me through that, in addition to coaching in different forms of things. But when I'm in a pretty healthy place, I actually tend to drop the therapy and lean into the coaching. So I have different coaches or spiritual healers that I do for different things. But coaching, because I feel like coaching has more of a framework, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like, I like it.
It's like solution oriented.
It's very much like kissing your ass and blowing smoke up your ass instead of challenging you and actually having you address the problems that are causing probably all of the issues in your life, or a majority of them current day. They will just say, it's everyone else who doesn't see your brilliance and genius. And then you can go on with your life thinking you've never done a thing wrong. That's what a coach does. When I had a coach, the thing is, and thank you so much, Makwas here. Thank you. When I had a coach, I had not gone to therapy as an adult in my life for any long period of time. I had seen a psychiatrist a couple times when I was younger, but not into actual therapy. So when I was with my life coach, I thought that it was therapy because she was a therapist previously before she gave up her license to become a life coach. And so I thought like, okay, this is what it would be like. But then in reality, I said, I brought up to her one time, I think my mom might be narcissistic. Like I'm seeing all this stuff on TikTok. I really relate to it. And she's like, no, narcissists have a certain look in their eyes. And I don't see that with your mom. Okay. So first of all, she'd never seen my mom before, but she was under the impression, or she believed that she could go into my mom. I'm being so serious right now. This is the shit that I would like kind of be okay with, or like theoretically go, okay, yeah, okay. She said, I can channel into your mom. I can ask her for permission to like get into her body and soul, like ask permission telepathically to my mom, who I was not speaking to at the time. And I will be like a third party medium, and you can talk to me and I'll be your mom. And it's not like an exercise. It was like, she's like, no, this is your mom. And she's also like, oh, I can go into your ribs if you have rib pain and like figure out what's causing the pain. And I can, as your rib, third party fix it. I'm like, huh? I've told you every secret I've ever had. Why are you talking about this stuff with me? So anyways, it's a fucking, like, you hope that they're not insane because there's no regulations or limits or beliefs that you have to adhere to. As if you were a therapist, there's certain things you have to do and not do. As a life coach, I was hanging out with her, going to scavenger hunts on the weekend, like hanging out, and her friends are coming over to the house and I'm there and like they're smoking cigarettes. I'm like, huh? This is supposed to be my therapist? Anyways, blurred lines. That's my personal story. But I still follow her on Instagram, and I do think she's very gifted. And I still find myself going, yeah, I relate to a lot of things she says. But it was like when I got deeper into doing stuff with her one-on-one, I was like, oh, no, this is not for me. Sorry. Anyways. Oh, my God, my throat chakra is closing up because I was telling my truth. Mac was here. Thank you so much. Mac was here, says, curious to see how long they last before he starts getting visibly annoyed by her voice. He used to respond more enthusiastically. I'm in Canada, by the way. Ugh. I have something to tell you.
We have a lot of really great friends from Canada.
One of the things that fascinates me about you is that you're from Canada.
I agree. And I think, the last video when they were in the car driving, talking about going to therapy, he was like, you are the smartest, most brightest, most beautifulest woman who's ever walked this earth. And everyone that's ever met you loves you and just adores you. And you have famous friends and you are so friendly and beautiful. He hasn't done that yet. But I think he knows that it works for her very much. And so I think he is knowing how to push her buttons and when to be quiet and when to say, you are the best, baby. And for whatever plan he's got going on here, whatever he's trying to execute onto her, he's holding on for dear life.
Go on, Raya, right now.
Heidi, that's a demand by me.
I'm dry.
If we are to torque fascia on the butthole.
My mouth is so bored.
Thank you. Mac was here.
Yeah.
You find your own, the coach usually helps you find your own answers.
Yeah.
You're not just going to vent. And you can vent, but it's like, what are you going to do about it? Which is kind of how I am in life. Like, you can vent, but what the fuck are you going to do about it? Kind of a thing.
No, you understand where it comes from and you can forgive yourself and then overcome the issues at the root level. They always love talking about root causes, root problems, yet when it comes to therapy, they're so afraid of it.
And so we had decided that you were going to therapy. Just show you.
We had decided you're going to therapy.
I'm joking.
I love it. I'm all in.
Joking.
Fully
We
down.
decided that we were going to therapy.
Yeah, it's something we said in the very beginning.
We both have a lot going on in our lives. We both need guidance that is not the other person. I don't want to be the sole person you are leaning on for guidance through your stuff. Because I tend to be a fixer. And I want to avoid that pattern, right? You don't want to be the sole person responsible for helping me find solutions. And when we stay in our own echo chamber, like we all have our loops. I only know so many solutions. I'm not going to find any more in the same echo chamber. And same, we create an echo chamber that like does not allow for broader solutions. So in order for this guy to work with us, right, we did the...
What does that mean? Thank you. What's jewels? That's a new thing. Thank you for the jewels. I have no idea what that is, but I'll take it. Thank you so much. Jewel it up.
He's like, do a two-day intensive. So we're sitting in the room with him. He's explaining his methodology. I already love it because he is a therapist, but he also implements coaching. I can tell by the way he talks. I'm like, man, I'm going to like this guy. He challenges me. I like therapists typically don't challenge. Typically therapists
just validate,
make you feel good.
Yeah.
Sometimes
I think the opposite. I think the total opposite with coaches and therapists personally, from my personal experience.
I want to like be made to feel good.
One time I was also talking to my life coach. She had given me a book, The Attachment Theory, with like relationships. And I, read it and I really enjoyed it about the anxious and the avoidant and the, one that's stable or whatever. And I really, at the time I related to the avoidant one much more than the anxious one. And now I think it's almost like switched. But, thank you. Pixel Planes. Thank you. I didn't see the last one. It doesn't stay on my screen, but whoever sent the last jewels, thank you so much. And after I read the book and I was talking to her about it, I was like, oh, I really enjoyed that book. And she's like, yeah, I know that you're very secure in your relationship style. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, I know you're very stable, but it's good to know for other people so you can help them. I'm like, do you know me? Have you ever met me ever? I'm like, she doesn't know me at all. And that sort of bothered me. But anyways, okay, thanks.
I need to see what I can't see. I want you to be like, this, you're blind. Like, show me where I'm blind. And he was really great. He's like, hey.
He's so like gentle, but very direct. He's awesome.
He's like, you got a superpower. Your superpower is your shit's tight and clean and you rigid and you are in line and you have high expectations.
Yeah, that sounds very challenging. You have a superpower of being perfect. Yeah, that sounds like he's really challenging her for sure. Thank you, the menu G23. What is this? Someone tell me. Clock it, Jules. I love it.
And That's going to serve you in business in this. And also, he said, I guarantee you that superpower is part of why relationships don't work out. Because I have a very high expectation.
Yeah, that's why.
He's like, it's probably part of why business things don't work out. It's probably why.
Yeah, she has too high of expectations. That's why all her businesses can't make it. That's what it is. It's not because she has no idea what the fuck she's doing or what product she's selling and has no qualifications. It can't be that.
I mean, how you do one thing is how you do everything.
Yeah, it's how you interact with your kids, your team.
Totally.
Yeah, for sure.
Totally, for sure.
So
for sure.
the way when we got in a room with him, I didn't know what to explain. I'll say we got into the room. There's like blocks over here.
Felt like
like a nursery.
It was like a rec room.
Like who? Yeah.
There's like blankies and plush toys and snacks and
there were snacks and waters and like I was going into nursery at church.
Yeah.
You know, like there were like big pieces of paper.
Thanks for the jewels. Thanks, Arian. Do you get to pick which character you put on? Disco ball crying, laughing? I love it. Thank you. I'm going to be blinged out. Okay, what is going on in this image? This is, I'm assuming, made by Heidi. So this is the Rizzler, the guy, the kid that does the is partnered up with the Costco boys. He's actually a really talented I'm not even joking. He's a really talented artist, and I'm like very impressed to see what his art skills. Oh, thank you, Amy. Does in the future, and I'm not even joking. He has like a very specific art style that I think will be developed over time. This is so much worse than what the Rizzler could do. This is not giving artistic genius. I see a big middle finger right here, like a witch's middle finger by the X, and then crying. Happy, going to the hospital, sun, rain, X's, sad, angry, stop signs, tropical ocean. Okay. I can't wait for them to unpack this.
We're on the wall like we're about to do art.
Yeah, which we did.
Okay, this is a heart with a king at the top with red eyes. There's people who are being choked, looks like, little stick figures, and then infinity symbols that could also be goldfish, and a blue ball at the side, and a queen that's much smaller and is circled by an X. Green guy.
There's this big rug, and as soon as I walk in, I'm like, oh, he's judging us. Like, where are we gonna sit? I brought it up right away.
And we asked him, we're like, what do you think when couples sit down on the couch?
That's what I'm like.
Body language, how they sit.
Are you like waiting to see what chair I picked?
It's like the opposite side of the room.
In fact, remember after break on one of the days I walked in,
Gaudium,
and I'm like to Dave, I'm like, did you intentionally put that pillow?
Well, no, it was worse than that. Like we started back up again.
That was day one at the beginning.
No, with the pillow. And he was talking. We were in it.
Okay, we were.
And you were just staring off into the distance, clearly not okay about something. And he stops and he looks over where you're looking, and it's a pillow sitting out of its place on top of the back of the couch against the wall.
Yeah. And what did I say?
You said, did you intentionally put that pillow up there to see if it would throw me off?
No, I said, not even throw off. I said, did you intentionally put that pillow up there to like test me? And just.
Delusion is something very important to talk to a therapist about. She's doing so well, you guys. She's come a long way. But she's got a long way to go. As she said, as she agreed. Lord help her.
Go on, Raya, right now.
See if I would notice.
And you did.
And he said no. But then I was explaining that the prior day,
oh yeah,
I have major sensory issues, major, and like.
Thanks, Kathleen.
Definitely on the spectrum a little bit.
Yeah,
we all know this.
Yeah,
anyone who's close to me knows this. It's a real thing,
for sure.
But when we started on day one, I had walked out of the bathroom. The bathroom was behind Dave.
Mm-hmm. We can see it.
I could see the light on in the bathroom, and the fan was on, and I accidentally left the light on and the door open. So Dave's like here. Behind him is this door, which is off in the distance. And then over here, on the other side of Dave, is some like, I don't know, like 90s rock.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, in like a doctor's office, like a 90s
we're
radio
halfway there.
station.
It's all,
Yeah.
"Whoa,
You had some Bon Jovi.
halfway there."
You're like, this, yeah.
You know?
On a little Bluetooth.
Yeah, it was. And so and he started talking, and I was like, oh my gosh. I don't know if I can pay attention because there's a fan right there. The door's open and there's some music over here. Like I really, it took everything in me. I had to like
Okay.
do some breathing.
If I was to psychoanalyze her, which I will right now, I would think that she is here to help her boo thing overcome anger and their fight or whatever. They're here to get together and to make their relationship closer, right? Theoretically. However, she cannot stand giving the attention away to him for even 10 seconds or to have to listen to this guy. She is the healer. She gets divine downloads from source energy from God. Why does she need this third party named Dave? So she's going to allow herself to be distracted by everything because she doesn't want to pay attention to what's going on because it's not about her and her leading it and her being in the star role. And so she's going to purposely make everything else way more important. The pillow, the radio, what's actually happening is the least important thing to her. And she needs you to know that. It's beneath her what is going on here. That's my 2 cents. Could I be wrong? Of course.
He eventually turned off the music, and then I was like, okay, one stimuli down.
Yeah.
I think I can do the second one for a while. And then I did eventually go to the bathroom and shut it and turn off the light, and that helped me.
Yeah. And then you move the pillow, put it back in the corner.
Yeah.
Hit the crease. Karate chop crease.
When Dave started talking, how many times have I said that line? He was explaining the kind of therapy he does, and he actually said, he does a lot of IFS, internal family systems, which
yes,
you are familiar with.
Yeah, I've always wanted to work with an IFS therapist since I learned about it a few years ago.
Yeah.
Now she should be aware of what this is. Dave did it and talked extensively about it on his podcast that she listened to every minute of, right? You listened to Dave, you read his book, right? You cared about what he was doing in his work because he's such a smart genius and you supported him, right? By listening and partaking in his content, right, Heidi? Because she should know what this is. He was doing it. And he had a whole thing with Gabby Bernstein. How do I know this? This was your boyfriend.
And in internal family systems, maybe some people have heard of it.
Parts
Maybe you
work.
have not heard of it. Yeah, but it's like parts work, which anytime I've sat in a room with someone who's tried to do parts work, none of the therapists that I've used have like specialized in that. But it's always been a little over my head. Like I could
sciencey?
not even sciencey, like a little like sci-fi-y.
Oh, so not science fiction. Okay, so she thinks it's bullshit. And also, that was a slight dig at her that now she's going to be pissed about because he's basically accusing her of not being smart enough to understand how to do it. And so now she's going to lash out at him, I'm going to predict.
Like, you got this firefighter and then you got this. And I'm like,
manager
no.
and your exile.
Yeah, you have all these like parts of you.
Yeah.
And I told you before we got in and did it because you knew he did IFS.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't have any parts. I just have like a captain. I just have intuition. I have a knowing and it fucking guides everything is what I said.
Well, you said, if I do have parts, the main one has just told them all to sit down and shut up and do what they're told.
That's what I did.
Like, I believe that actually, which is not wrong.
Well, it's hilarious because when we did our parts work, little fast forward, but like one of my parts is an intense captain. And he actually, Dave in his work, we'll get back to what Dave's
it's funny
credentials
you keep
are.
saying Dave and captain. Isn't that what you used to call Dave?
I didn't call him that. That was Dave. That was Dave's word of the year when I met him.
Oh, was it?
Captain.
I've just heard that reference before.
And I had like not knowing it was the word of his year, his word of the year. I had gotten him because I knew he was writing a book about, and he had like a ship at sea is safe, something about a harbor. I don't know, a ship in harbor is safe, something.
That's not what ships are made for. Is this the good love of your life or not? Like again. It drives me insane. And I think this is why people, including Dave, was famously on this channel, he always would say, when you're home alone and you're by yourself, do you like yourself? And I think that was the core struggle of his life because I think on camera with the, the people around and all that, he probably liked how he was perceived his whole life. But I think that was true for him. When he went home at night, he didn't like himself. And that was ultimately the end of him. When he went home by himself, he was doing cocaine apparently, and he was drinking secretly, and he was, getting fentanyl involved or whatever, whether that was his fault or not, I don't know. But, he was a different person, it seemed like, behind closed doors, behind the cameras, than he was in real life. And I'm sure at some point it broke him to have to admit that to yourself. Like, I'm presenting a version of me that's not real here, and that's hard to swallow. It's hard to present yourself. That's why a lot of people don't do it and don't do it authentically, because if someone was to say, I fucking hate you, and you're being 100% yourself, that would really hurt. So anyways, but the fact that like this person in his life at the time, and Rachel before, but like this person who was with him more than anyone else in the last few years of his life, doesn't know the tattoo, doesn't know the story of the singer who wrote a song about him. Like, it doesn't seem like she really gives a shit at all, because he's dead now, so it's like not really useful to her anymore. Like, him as a person is like only useful if it's made for content and put as a clickbait title. And that's sad. And he probably knew that deep down. And that was probably contributing to his unhappiness, at least a small part. Anyways.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
I had gotten him some AirPods that said Captain. I had etched, and he's like, this is my word. I'm like, what? I had no idea.
No way.
But so Dave, the other Dave,
therapist Dave,
had said this is second day, some of the breakthrough moments. One of the breakthroughs was one of my parts is this very intense captain. And what he kind of teaches is like our superpowers are also the things that can take us down, right? Like we spend our lives developing a superpower from a place of pain when we were a child.
They're the
and so you
protectors of our
spend,
pain.
we spend a couple days getting to where the pain is, what emotion that caused. And so that emotion essentially we identify drives all of these parts of us to be created. And they're amazing. Like I have an overachiever. I have a people pleaser, right? Which is amazing.
That's all she'll admit to. Overachiever, perfectionist, people pleaser. What is negative about those things? What is shameful about those three things? Those are three things where you can go, tell me about a time where what's your biggest weakness? Oh, I'm just too nice. I'm too on time. I'm too caring. I'm too perfect at my job. That is not vulnerable in any real way. And with a therapist, like you don't have to repeat what happened. First of all, this shouldn't be on a podcast to begin with. Okay, we already know that. But that's not vulnerability, saying I'm really, really good at everything I do and it's hard because people can't keep up with me. That is not a vulnerable statement at all. And it's not going to help you in the long run.
And it takes me down, right? I have like I can't say no, amazing, and it takes me down. And then he wrote on the last day, he added one that said captain. And he's like, you have this captain that you've developed because you've tried hard to lean on other people and you can't, whether it's in relationships or whatever. And so you realize it's you. And this captain now has developed so much that it can really guide the ship. But one of the problems is, he said, sometimes it literally takes all the other parts that are here to serve you.
Yeah.
And it gag ties them and puts them underneath the ship.
Puts him in the galley, makes him swab the poop decks.
But I
don't even know what that means.
Great contribution. Thank you, Ryan.
He does parts work combined with something called experiential therapy. And then as soon as he said experiential therapy, I was like, I've done that. And then he said, I'm a guide at a place called Onsite.
I have a story about this.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, Dave, I did Onsite right after Dave passed. So Onsite is this really amazing place in Tennessee. You go, it's like I felt like.
Oh, Lord. Okay, this is Hoffman Method 2.0. Onsite is a vacation with a purpose. Okay, wait, go back. Onsite is a way back to yourself. It's the first thing that's had here. Onsite is like a year of therapy in 1 week. We charge triple the price and condense all learnings into bullshit so that you can feel better temporarily. Oh, so this is what he does. Okay. Group intensives. You can go sit and pretend your problems are being solved, but actually not address any of them. And we have horses, which is pretty nice. I would love to go on a horse. Okay. Anyways. All right, great. So now we get a flavor of what this guy's like.
Like it was Jamie Kern-Lima at the wedding I'm talking about, where
Not
James
her.
TW was there. Jamie had
Everyone's got 3 names to go to this wedding. Jamie Kern-Lima. Did you know she worked at Denny's? Did you know she was the Denny's waitress?
I want to go to Denny's with you. I was a waitress at Denny's.
That's Jamie Kern-Lima, if you were unfamiliar.
said, hey, I think you should explore onsite. Like, she's like, I did it. It changed my life. Me and Paulo, her husband. And she's like, I really think you should go check it out. So I called onsite. She had, made sure to talk to someone. I got a really great leader there, a guide. And you go and you check in your phone, you check in your computer, and it's just the most beautiful. Like, they do equine therapy, but you're in a room all day with like paints and colors and scarves.
You're acting out the emotions and the experiences.
You're actually not acting out emotions there. So what's different?
Actually, no, you're incorrect, you dumb idiot. You're actually acting out emotional feelings. She hates him. She absolutely hates this guy.
About psychodrama. Okay, so Dave is he's certified or whatever in psychodrama too.
What the hell is psychodrama?
So he's a guide at onsite. He very well could have been there when I was there in 2023. But the psychodrama that they do there, they don't apply it to parts like Dave did. I loved how Dave did it.
Yes,
this is why it was so great. You at onsite.
Okay, it says psychodrama is an acting method often used as a psychotherapy in which clients use spontaneous dramatization, role-playing, and dramatic self-presentation to investigate and gain insight into their lives. Developed by Jacob Moreno, who was a Romanian-American psychiatrist, and his wife, Zirka Tomin Moreno, who is a Dutch-born American psychotherapist and co-creator of psychodrama. Okay, so at least it seems like they had some background and not just total life coaches, but, that is the TLDR.
You're essentially doing family of origin work. The entire experience for an entire week, you're in the room with the same group. And same as, when we started with Dave, he had us draw a picture of the environment, the climate of your home during conflict. He said, I want you to go.
I'm a heart. When I'm in conflict, I have so much heart for the other person because I'm so caring, and it really is hard for me to be so caring.
Back in time to when you were a child, draw a picture.
Yeah, no words.
No words.
Use colors, shapes, anything that represents you, the people in your household, the energies, the everything. Yeah. We stood next to each other on a whiteboard.
Yeah.
Were you peeking at me?
No, not at all. I didn't peek. No, I
just curious.
No, because I know my drawings weren't going to be as good as yours. Mine was just scribbles. Yours was like cute, and there were like flowers and.
Okay, this was Ryan's. Yeah, I guess I should have known that with the beach motif on the bottom left. Sunshine. So that's conflict, sunshine and hearts, and also middle finger sads, and possibly a gun or just a big hand.
It felt
Had like different colors. Yeah.
But so you start by drawing a picture of like the emotional climate of conflict in your home. And so similarly, when we were at onsite, I don't know that we started with this, but we drew our family of origin is what it was. Similar, right? So, and so then once you draw the family of origin, they kind of help you figure out, I don't remember it, honestly, that a lot of that area of my life, there was a lot of sadness and grief. But like eventually you get to a point where you act.
If only there was a place where you could go and try to remember this stuff and talk to someone about it in a safe environment with psychological training, that might help. I don't know.
It out. So the room goes around over days, and she helps you act out almost. So you have people represent parts of your family.
Yeah.
Is what it is. And then you have conversations. So mine was my family, but also like my higher self. So, and then you all like the guide or the therapist steps into your role. So we'll be like, if you can't figure something out.
Which Dave would do, which was really helpful to me, for me. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but Dave, so anyway, that's like the psychodrama there. What Dave does is he takes, let me explain the back and forth. I might be having a conversation with my dad, for example, right? So someone in the room was representing my dad.
In on-site.
Yeah. And I am representing me. And then the guide would say, okay, now switch. So then I would go to my dad's spot.
Yeah.
And then
speak as him.
and then I would speak as him. And then she'd be like, switch, right? And sometimes the guide would step in. So similar. Until what was really cool is one of my intentions of onsite was to learn to trust my intuition. You and I have had this conversation. Could not trust my intuition for the life of me. And interestingly, from 2023 to now, I don't know when the shift happened, but massive shift in my intuition. I had a conversation with my higher self, kind of a thing. And but what you realize in that experience as you're doing the back and forth is you actually have everything inside of you because you're the one having the conversation with your dad. And then you step in your dad's and you see it from his perspective or whatever it is. So Dave takes the same therapy.
Yeah, concepts.
The same concept. And he applies it to parts therapy, IFS. So instead of having representations of your family members on the ground.
Yeah, it's you.
Yeah, it's
the
parts of yourself.
Oh.
It's like, how would you explain parts?
Well, I mean
there's because that was the question originally, and I don't think we've answered it. My therapist says in dreams, her theory is, and I don't think it's like a strong theory, but her theory is everyone that's in your dream is some version of you, so some part of you. So if you're dreaming about your mom in your dream, it's probably you like that's dealing with some version of her that relates to you or something, or like a maternal part or something. I'm not quite understanding exactly what it all means because some of my dreams are so ridiculous. It's like, well, what could that possibly mean? But every person, everything is you, and you're trying to explore yourself through other people in your dreams, which I can kind of get behind.
The movie.
Oh yeah, what's the Inside Out?
Yeah.
Which he had the little figurines. Every time he'd be like, I don't know, what emotions can I pick from?
I was the one. You were like, all the emotions, like colors of the rainbow. And I'm like, I have no idea. What are my choices?
Yeah, and he'd go to little figurines. He'd be like, you can pick from anger, sadness, loneliness.
Scared.
Yeah, fear. What'd you ask me? How would I explain?
Yeah, I was going to say, how would you explain the parts?
Well, technically in like IFS, and this is just the little I've learned. There's the core little child self of us. They call it the exile. That's the one who carries the childhood stuff, some of the pain, the trauma, whatever. And what I loved about Dave too is we'd explain like, oh, when this happened, I felt like this, and he'd be like, when you did that or you said that or that happened, how did you feel? And you'd explain and be like, but what was the feeling when you were saying this? He kept digging because he wanted to just get at a word, a feeling. So in IFS, there's that, they call it the exile. That's like your child self with the wounding. And then you have parts that are protectors. They have names like firefighters and managers, but those are the parts that have developed to protect you from that pain.
So would the exile be my not even sadness? Because remember, I couldn't get to...
On day one, you were having a struggle, like naming what the core feeling would have been in your exiled child self.
Okay, so I said sad because he's like, how did it make you feel? And I said, not enough.
How come he has to be the proxy for her memories? What did I say? What did I say when I said this? What did I do when this was like 2 weeks ago? Why is he answering for you? What? And look at him. He's like, are we still recording this? This is going to be seen by my French. I'm sick of it. I think she does this to test him. Were you paying attention to me the whole time? Tell me what I was doing. Very weird.
By the way, disclaimer.
Yeah, I was going to say this exact same thing.
Disclaimer. Doesn't matter who you are, how happy your family was. My family was amazing. None of this is a knock to my family. Let's be honest.
I was going to say the same thing. And I hope that my children one day go through the whole time, I'm like, I wish my adult kids just come do this. Because no matter what we've tried or the best we've done, they have pains. Like that's the human experience. You have pains from being a child, no matter where you came from. It's just
all of us.
Part of being human.
Yes.
I agree.
We have to have those.
Of course you do.
Like because we have those is what creates these amazing characteristics.
And the pains, I mean, there's people like in your mastermind, some of those pains came from teachers or bullies at school or siblings or, it's not just like your family of origin or parents or whatever, but that exists.
Yeah, but I would say I would go to sad. I said sad, and it never really hit.
It didn't
Remember,
resonate.
and he went and did my thing. He's like, okay, then we're gonna go. He like
just moved through like emotionless. Yeah, it was all logic. I'm like, who's the dude here?
And then we got to Ryan, and it was just crying and all this time
flood
spent.
of emotion, yeah.
And I told that night one, I was like, I don't know if I aced it today or
Yeah, I
if
was
he
like, you
just
want
was like,
therapy.
you were hopeless.
You got through without crying or breaking down.
I said,
I was
I
like
think
a
he was just
shell
hopeless.
of myself that night.
Well, but then the next day, that's when I was like, something's not sitting right. And I said, I don't think it's sadness. Sadness is not my primary emotion ever. I feel it.
Yeah.
But that's when I was like, what do I have to choose from?
Yeah, you went
And
to
he
little
literally went to the
figurines.
figures. He's like, you have sadness.
Yeah.
You have anger. You have
Fear.
loneliness. You have fear. But he didn't say fear.
said
He said scared. Because the day one he said fear and I didn't resonate with it. But when he said scared, I was like, I mean, like even that word right now, that like scared, I'm like, man, like that is it. And in every phase of my childhood, no matter what, whether it was, I was scared of scorpions. Didn't I tell you?
You told me you'd sleep with
guys.
socks on your hands so scorpions wouldn't get you.
Middle of the summer.
Sounds like a very Ruby thing, actually.
It's a very Maddox thing.
Is it? Okay. Actually, that tracks. Yeah.
Sweatpants to here. Socks over my sweatpants. Sweatshirts to here. Socks over my sweatshirts, which I also had Vaseline on my hands for the calluses because I was a gymnast. But I did not want scorpions, and I would like sometimes put like a scarf around my neck.
Babe.
I didn't want scorpions to sting me. We lived in the orange.
Now, did you bring this up to the therapist, quote unquote therapist? Because that is not what being scared is. That is beyond reasonable. Why did you think there's scorpions in your house? Could it be a conduit for emotional fear from your parents' wrath for forcing you to wake up at 5 a.m.? Or maybe you wanted them to pay attention to you because you were, being ignored in the home and just told to be skinny and pretty, and maybe you were trying to cry out for help to get them to care about you. So you put on a physical display to try to seek some sympathy from them. Nah, probably scorpions or something.
Gross. So I was scared of everything.
I did see one in your garage last night, by the way.
You're lying to
I
me.
went out to go get a protein shake at night, and it went scurrying under the fridge. Of course, you're in Arizona. They're everywhere. It's like saying that you saw a shark in the ocean. Like, yeah.
We've never had one here.
Yeah, you have. You just haven't seen them. You haven't had problems with
She's going to start wearing socks on her face soon.
them here
No.
for sure.
But anyway, when scared is how I felt always. And I mean, then everything kind of tracked. He works you through, and I was even, brought me to a point where I'm like, man, I have done a really good job safeguarding my life after so many years and different businesses and failures and successes and partners and failures and successes. It's like I've gotten really good at building a moat in a certain way around my castle. So not a lot of things can scare me anymore, right? Like not a lot of things we become protectors of ourselves so we don't have to feel that fear. And these parts of us that are good at protecting are amazing. They're superpowers, right? Like, and also they are the thing that can disconnect us or ruin a relationship or make it hard to be vulnerable or trust someone again or whatever it be. But like even my overwhelm on a daily basis, I mean, even getting to a point where I was filming this podcast today, my overwhelm is so significant.
Yeah.
It's so significant. It's like I was explaining to Ryan, I said, I grew up with financial safety. I'm really grateful that...
Well, at least she admits it. That's new and appreciated by moi.
Like my parents, I never knew how much money we had. We'll talk about this. Why not? We're doing a financial... You're actually teaching to my group tonight for free.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing me a service.
I like to do that. Teaching.
What group does she have? He's going to teach financial, dentistry?
It's fun.
Ryan's a financial advisor. But yeah, I grew up with parents who did a really wonderful job creating financial safety by protecting us from too much financial information.
Yeah, I'm
Can
sure
you
they
scoot
had hard
forward a
times.
little?
And you just never knew.
Just so I'm not turning this way for the camera. There we go.
What do you want me to do?
Just be like next to me.
Just be normal. Is that what you said?
But like I remember when we were young, we would be like how much money do we have, Dad? And my dad would be like, you don't need to know. He always said, you don't need to know. He's like, we have enough to be happy. That's what he would say always. And I appreciate that so much because at one point we lived in a trailer, like literally a trailer with a hole in the floor. I didn't know the difference, right? And then it was like we would slowly graduate up. And by the time I was in high school, I never even thought about it though. It wasn't like, but now looking back, my dad had done well for himself. He had done a really great job, but no matter where we were, my dad would always say, we have enough to be happy.
Yeah, you always
and
said,
you, and he would
felt
say,
safe in that,
you don't need, he would always say, you don't need to worry about it.
Yeah.
And so there was always financial safety in my life. And then
Well, it sounds like it wasn't, but he just said it was always fine. Okay.
Have the kind of money wounding that a lot of people do. I've always done well, probably because it didn't guide me the way that it does other people. I felt safe. But then something about my dad passing away, right? When my dad passed away, I remember feeling like, my dad always said, this is my money. You go make your own.
And you did.
And I did.
Yeah, and you
but
did.
He did that for all the kids, even when he was alive. This is mine. And he wasn't being selfish.
No, he was preparing you to go build your own. Yeah.
And so every one of us kids went and did our own thing and we made our own money, never relying on my dad ever. And even though there was a career, multiple careers by the time my dad died, real estate for 10 years. And then we were in a TV show when my dad passed away. And so a whole different business opened up. There's still an underlying fear. There's something that mom and dad provide, whatever that safety is, that then I'm like, oh my gosh, my safety net is gone. Not that it's money, but it's like, I knew no matter what, I was safe. My dad wouldn't let me fall in this world. And my dad's not here to make sure I don't fall. Right? Even though the goal is to never fall. The goal is like to figure it out myself. And so I do believe since my dad passed until now, it's like I can potentially see it in everyone in my family. It's like we're all trying to create safety for our kids in the way that my dad created it for us. And I pile a lot on me to create safety.
It's one of the main ways you feel safe.
So why do you do a job that she claims herself through DMs to me that she doesn't make any money from anything on social media, but that's what she spends 99% of her time doing? How does that make sense? Get back in real estate. Do something else that's more secure. That would make sense. You're doing a very risky job with so many kids. I think the real reason is because she has support from her ex-husbands, probably. So I don't know. I don't buy it. She seems like she's like in therapy day one, where she's starting to talk about these things, but has not actually figured out what they mean for her and how they affected her in any real way. Thank you to Amy LX8RN. Thank you so much, Amy. Amy says, how has Ryan not run from her yet? She's not that hot or rich to put up with this craziness for more than a couple months. He's got his own game going on. He's got his own issues. He's got his own lawsuits and dissolutions of marriages and friend problems and stuff of his own that he's for some reason decided that Heidi is going to fix for him. And maybe he's a fixer of some kind. I don't know. I'm not sure. But he's in it for the long haul because there's been clear signs, at least public facing, that they're, in rocky territory. And the way he treats... But I know people like this in real life. Where like, I'll go to... I don't want to tell a story, but like there's people that like you watch them as a couple early on. You're like, oh my God, these people hate each other. And then they get married. And then they have children. And you're like, what? Them too? They didn't realize that at the time? Like they're fighting in the restaurant, like openly? I don't know. It happens every day. And that's people. Sometimes you go, oh, poor single people. They're so pathetic. It's like, there's something worse. And it's being in a bad marriage, I think.
I'm going to stomp you.
Obviously.
I love you.
I'm scared.
That's Heidi. Thank you, Amy.
It is.
Which is interesting in money psychology.
But also I'm very safe, like in this relationship.
Oh, yeah.
I am so safe emotionally. Like that,
I'm convinced.
I would, and I've had all the other kinds of safety in really, like the most important safety for me is emotional safety, the most important. And so now it's like, how do I, now that money wounding is coming up around, and it is based in that, how do I repair that? And how do I realize that no matter what I build
Mhm.
or how much I make,
Yeah. Because you could have
it doesn't create safety.
50
It does
times
not
what you have right now, and you
Yeah.
could still feel the exact same way, which is
Well,
really common too,
Weren't we
actually.
watching a reel on that too?
Oh, it was Ed Milet interviewing
Gary Vee.
Gary Vee.
God.
Which I want to use that tonight. That clip was amazing. I found that.
2 charlatans talk about money wounding. Can't wait.
In my almost 20 years of being a financial advisor, there were people who had average, who were incredibly happy, fulfilled, and safe. And then there were people who had so much excess, like generational excess, who felt freaked out
Really?
every
Really?
day of their lives. I used to be
Really, Heidi? Really? It's actually quite common. And I thought you knew that because you had solved your issues. There's a really good podcast. I haven't listened to it in a while, but Money for Couples. It's what it's called now. But it's Ramit Sethi. He's got a Netflix show also called I Will Teach You to Be Rich. And I was, actually Camellia is the one who told me about the book. And I was like, oh God, this sounds like such a scam. I Will Teach You to Be Rich, the book. But actually he's not a financial advisor, but he kind of just does personal finance stuff and talks to people about, their budgets and whatever. And he always says it. It's very clear too in the interviews. Like what is in your bank account is not correlated to like reality in any way. People that have nothing will feel like I can buy 10 cars and I'm going to, and that's what I want to do. And there's people who have millions and trillions and they won't even buy like, a 1-bedroom apartment condo. Like they're so freaked out about it. So I totally agree with that 100%. With that mentality, it's really psychological in many ways.
clients that were older, further along in career, they would come to us feeling like they are so far behind, and we would get organized. We'd run numbers and I'd be like, you realize that like your grandkids have money. You were done working 10 years ago, just based on the math. And they'd be like, I don't even feel that way remotely at all.
Yeah. That's also true. I don't know. That's all. Yeah, I relate to this, I guess.
It has nothing to, I mean.
Oh, I was going to say, if you go on Reddit and you go to like the personal finance Reddit page, oh my God, those people are like, I'm 25, I have $8 million in the bank, and I have, this much extra cash, and I did fire, and my job, I make $300,000 a year. You want to like jump off a bridge. You're like, oh my God, I'm so far behind. That's crazy. But then you hear the stats, like 50% or 60% of Americans could not cover a $1,000 emergency right now without going into debt over it. It's like, whoa. So it's hard because people online flex stuff all the time. You go, man, these people have so much, and they're talking about their retirement accounts and their, properties. And you're like, I'm so far behind. But then you hear stats of like 60% of the entire country can't do something at all, like is like in major, major debt. So I don't know how to feel. I guess it really is personal. You can't talk about where you are in the scheme.
There's a level that you need to earn to maintain, you need a little safety. That's true. But the number of the money, the bank account doesn't provide it. And if people don't figure out what it is, it could be, some money wounding, some core safety issue. It also can be like, I found this a lot too, where people don't get fulfillment outside of work and money. Like they've ignored, it could be their bodies, their health, their relationships, their own hobbies and passions.
Yeah.
And they've ignored it. And then it's never solved with money, ever, ever, ever.
Their kids.
Same thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's fascinating. It's fascinating. So, you got to the core of that on day 2.
Yeah. I mean, what's interesting is we went there. There wasn't much work you and I did together.
No.
I want to talk. Let's talk about yours. Yours was so.
Let's talk about how messed up you are.
Yours was so good. You're not messed up. You don't have to talk about any of it.
I'll talk about anything. I'm not messed up. No.
I just thought yours was good. I remember when he started stepping into some of your parts.
Yeah.
It sounds really weird, but
no, that was really helpful.
And he started like speaking from you and where you had come from, and I was like crying on the sidelines because he was some.
I didn't cry at all except when he was talking about how messed up you are. That brought a tear to my eye. Thank you, JB. JB says money topic has him a little itchy and closed off. Yeah, I'm curious about that because that is coming into his court documents about how much money he's made and the money he's asking allegedly from his ex-wife or soon-to-be ex-wife from their 401k, taking out a loan from his 401k, which is highly, not something you should do unless it's like something really important. And it sounds like he's taking it out to start a business with Heidi for some reason. So obviously not a great idea. She's just admitted 25 times she's had many failed businesses. So yeah, I wonder if that's a touchy subject for him. Plus he's a financial advisor. Now, I don't think that's a super, I think anyone could become one as long as you take the course. I don't think it's any specialized training necessarily. You just are certified to do it. But I think typically, from my experience, financial advisors, and I could be wrong, tend to be like salespeople. You're selling products of the bank or you're selling products of the brokerage firm. Hey, come sign up for this IRA rollover account. Come sign up for this credit card we have, this brokerage, blah, blah, blah. That's my personal take. I could be wrong.
Am I crazy or is the calculator broke?
That was a good one.
I'm oblivious to a lot of things.
I need attention. I need help.
That's Heidi in a nutshell. Thank you, JB.
Summarizing what you were saying, but he was putting the important parts together that maybe you couldn't see.
Yes. And let's add the last step of this isn't the science IFS, but the last step of the ladder, it's not linear, but the other place, the last place is the self, the adult
so
self.
from the wounding as a child to the parts that we've created to
the self. And
the
point
adult self.
The adult self. And the point of our parts work and IFS therapy is to stand in the place of your adult self, in yourself, in your mind, in your body, in your emotions, and see your parts as a team, almost like children though, because you are the adult there. And it was really, I'll back up, but it was interesting because there is a tendency to step outside of those and be like, oh, I don't like that part of me. It always messes this thing up.
And you said that a lot.
I was like, yeah,
all
they
of
need to
your
go
parts,
away.
You
It's
were
time for him to go away. It's over.
He ruins this,
Yeah.
that. And I could see, I'm like, oh my gosh, I love that part of him. He doesn't.
Yes.
It's like you were.
I love that part of him because it makes me feel superior to him.
Denying and a lot of us do that. It's
of course
we talk negatively to ourselves.
Yeah.
And you don't speak negatively to yourself, but your parts, as you were saying, this thing that one of them is the fawn, right?
Yeah. So we identified, and there's probably more sub parts, right?
Yeah.
But two main parts of me, which aren't dissimilar than yours, and they show up differently. One is a very much fall in line, do everything right, check all the boxes, make everyone happy. Fawning's a part of that.
Abandoned self.
Yeah, that's the darker side of it.
Yeah,
It's,
it's
compliance.
It's the darker side of it.
It's the darker side.
Yeah.
The beautiful side of that is that's where in my life, that's where discipline and order
health
and balance.
Your kindness to me and my kids.
That's where it comes from, is that part. But I did view that. Dave made, I feel like that was 10 years of therapy in one session. It was incredible because I kept saying, yeah, I'm done with that. It's
How they always want therapy to be condensed. Think of it as a workout. Would you want 10 years of working out in one day? No, you wouldn't. You'd want that spread out consistently to maintain the integrity that you have over us. Why are they so obsessed with, it was 10 years of therapy in 1 hour. It was 10 million years of therapy in 1 minute. It was so good. It makes it superior and more expensive. Shut up.
time for that to go away. That part's dead.
Yeah.
It's old.
You did.
I did.
Yeah.
I would say that. And he would correct me and be like, no, these are always here. They'll
Well,
never
he
go away.
let you swirl in it for a while.
Oh, so we'll get to that.
Because
That
then you went
was
to
wild.
fight. There's fight and fawn.
So the other side of me is like it's middle finger to the world. It's like I don't need anyone or anything. I've got this by myself. And the dark side of that, the less healthy side of that, is like an avoiding, running away, pushing people away side of it.
Oh yeah, the avoidant in you.
The awesome side of that is like there's a lot of drive and ambition that comes from. There's a lot of passion that comes from there. There's a lot of like I can do anything.
Standing up for yourself.
And that's where a lot of my like I'm curious about the whole world. I want to experience everything. I'm not scared of anything. Like I want to do it all.
And Heidi doesn't want to do anything but sit at home and talk about herself. How is that going to work out, dude?
So that part, they all have different sides.
But I think even when you were seeing it, because you were in that figure it out mode,
You threw that card down.
He did.
Well, because let's say this. You start in your child self, your exile, you're like wounding, you name it. I think we named mine, which I think is pretty close, loneliness.
Okay.
Which is interesting because I've always been such a which maybe this is why I've been a highly social person my whole life. Always surrounded by people and whatever. And then you move to your parts, which mine was like this compliant, self-abandoning, fawning. And then the other one that's just this like, fuck you. And then he lays down the adult card. You marched right up to your adult card on day one. You just marched right up to it and turned to face the other parts in your child self. You did. You walked straight into that thing and just stood there with your hands on your hips, you know? Like you walked straight there.
She's so perfect.
The craziest thing because he laid down my 2 cards. He put down my adult self. And then he was like, okay, step into your adult self. I couldn't move for like 30 minutes. What did I keep doing? Back and forth.
You were literally walking
circling
from fawn to flight, and you were talking and just spin, and you're like, I just can't figure it out. I just can't. But like, because you were looking at both of the parts in the negative light, so it was like, you know, this
and which
person,
one's right?
Which one's right? Yeah, he said. So who is it?
I know, Patsy. I agree with you. Patsy, yes. Okay, I really do think sometimes I have dyslexia. Not really, but maybe.
Am I crazy or is the calculator broke?
I still have dyslexia.
Did I? Like, she wasn't there. I know. Is that like a technique to just get people to talk about her more? Or she like literally does not remember anything that happened a second ago?
Adult Ryan, and you literally
circled it. And
you're like, but then if I go here and it's like F you to the world and then this and then, you know, that only works for so long. And then I got to go back here and I got to fall in line. And we're just watching you.
So he writes down, figure it out, throws that card in there. Because that's where I'll get stuck all the time is just like, what's the right way to do it?
Yeah.
And I was just walking that forever. I kept looking at the adult. I was like, I don't know how to step there. It was so crazy. And equally, when I did, it was like the biggest revelation to me on when I hear people say like, you're the one in charge, or, you know, like
The biggest revelation, he had to cut that out for some reason. Hard cut, jump cut.
Power.
Take the reins.
Take the reins. I'd always be like, I'd always think of that externally, like what that means. Like, what do you have to do for other people? What do you do in a career? What do you do with whatever? Kids, relationships. That was the first time it dawned on me so big. Is that recording still?
Yeah, we're good.
As I stood there, was like,
yeah, this is dragging on and on and on. It's like, you got to be there. It's only really interesting if you were there recounting your therapy session, unfortunately.
Oh my gosh. This is what it means first, before you can externally go bring your power and take, you know, the reins on before you can do that externally anywhere in your life, any relationship, any health, work, anything, you have to do it on the inside first.
Yeah.
Which I know, but that visualization of standing there, it was like one of the most powerful things I've ever like realized before. And so then he would step into the parts and he would talk to me from the parts. And I had a hard time role playing because I get kind of stuck in like, what am I supposed to say?
Yeah, I can feel that.
And I'm like, I'm not even saying what I really would say in this situation.
Yeah.
I just can't. So he would step for me.
Yeah.
He would walk back and forth.
Yeah.
And speak for those parts. And it was
in this case, it's like, I actually do agree. Like, what does this have to do with their relationship? This sounds like 2 people doing separate therapy in the same room together so that they can snoop on each other. It seems very odd. Like, what does this have to do with their relationship?
awesome. Like he did it so well.
Yeah.
But he would stand there and be like, okay, these are your team, but they're more like your children.
Yeah.
They can fight and they can kick and they can scream,
mm-hmm.
and you can validate them, listen to them.
You can tell them in the car. One's choosing
one McDonald's, Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
But you are the adult, and you get to say, I hear you, but it's time for you to sit down. Yes. Thank you for your efforts.
Yes.
I got this. I'm going to decide what we're all doing here.
Yeah.
I'll choose a little bit from you. I'll choose a little bit from you, but I'm making...
Or I might choose all you today, and you might have to just get in the back seat and buckle up.
Today, it's the box checking compliant one, because we got to just get some shit done. Yeah. Tomorrow, we need some adventure and some passion, so we're going to do you. But like, I'm the adult in my body, in my head, and my soul, making that decision. And it's the most simple concept, and other people probably hear that in different ways and like resonate with it, and they can do it. That was the first time in my whole life I was like, oh, that's, you know, like that's where internal power and leadership comes from.
And knowing. It's where you're knowing. Your intuition. It's like that confidence that the way you move is going to be the right way because you're going to make it the right way. It comes from
you decided
that.
Oh, don't worry, Psy Knife. They're going to explain this for 20 minutes. Just you wait.
Yeah.
And let's talk about that.
Oh yeah, what?
Remember how excited I got? Because listen, and the reality is we've all been there in a certain way.
Back to me, finally. I've been waiting for this moment to talk about myself.
But I'll rewind to Onsite 2023. I was sitting in the same place that I could see you sitting in. And I was trying to figure it out.
And poor boy, he's below me. My poor boyfriend is below me. I'm 3 years ahead of him.
I was trying to, and I'm like, my history, right? It's like we take our history, instead of taking evidence that it can be done, we talked about this in Mastermind, we take like basically a track record of all of our failures to tell us what's possible. And I was sitting in the place in Landmark where I was just looking at relationship after relationship, right? Like bad choice in men after, not even bad choice, but like unhealthy choice or whatever. And whatever it is. And I didn't know how to trust my intuition. Didn't even know what the hell it was. Didn't even know if I had one. And I could just see people guiding themselves through life. So I was sitting there always trying to figure it out. Always trying to be like, well, what is it going to mean if I do this? Well, what's this person going to think? How am I going to look? All these things.
What's the right thing? Yeah.
Yeah. And then I had my conversation with my higher self. So 1,000-year-old Heidi, looking back, is who I went back and forth and role played with my guide. And when I say guide, the therapist there. And it must have been really eye-opening. I don't know, but it's been totally unconscious, like a subconscious thing. And that's what happens. There's so much information that we take in always that doesn't always land in our conscious brain, our like thought that is currently there. Stuff is sinking in when we least expect it. And then it's working. And we just kind of have to trust that it does work. But it was really cool. I mean, you and I have had this conversation over the last year. It's really nice to be in a place where I'm like, I absolutely trust. It doesn't mean I have all the answers.
Right.
But it means that as I gather the answers or gather advice, I trust my ability every day to wake up and take a step. Right? Like
she's so wise.
I don't question the step that I'm taking. And so, I got so excited for you because I felt like I was like, oh, this is how it happens. This is how you see it for the first time. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. You're like, oh, no, right. But I was literally,
I know.
Because Dave was like, what are you thinking, Heidi? And I was like, this is amazing. I was just so excited.
Thank you.
And I'm not even looking at Ryan. We're like next to each other. And Dave's right across from us. And I see him just stop. And he's like,
if he was named anything else, she would say the therapist, the guide, the man. Because she's saying, oh, I had a guide at this other retreat. She's not saying his name was Jonathan. His name is Jonathan. His name is Anthony. She's only saying Dave because she wants to bring up Dave. If the guy's name was Chris, if this guy's name was Dave Chris, oh my God, she'd have an orgasm on the spot. This would be Heidi. If any man named Dave Chris or Chris David. David Chris Scott. Ooh, baby. I'm hot and bothered.
You're exchanging biofluids.
Okay, just for the record.
Ryan.
Yeah.
You're totally shut down.
As you're complimenting me, you're praising me, you're excited for me.
But like the reality,
genuinely.
I wasn't even praising you.
No.
I think you heard me praising you for doing a good job. So that part of you that is trying to step out of...
It was the reward for performance. The performance done correctly. No, it wasn't.
But you heard that as,
the part of me that,
now,
yes.
Now I have to be...
And if I don't perform that way in the future, or if I fall short of that, then she'll be disappointed. She'll be let down.
So you would just kind of shut down.
And Dave stops.
Yeah.
He's like, Ryan, what's that look on your face? Do you not like what she's saying? And like, I'm like, no, I have a very supportive partner who's so excited for me.
Yeah.
But as he said that,
Well, I would feel infantilized if I was him, based on what they've said. If someone was like, oh, good job, honey. You're learning what I already learned 3 years ago. Oh, and thank you, Shellfire, for the jewels. We're going to find out one day what jewels is. I can't wait to find out. But, you know, I would feel infantilized. Like, oh, my partner is saying like, oh, good job. You learned something basic that I already knew. It's so exciting for you. I'd be like, fuck you. You are not healed and holy.
Bitch.
But that's just me.
And then I learned so many things about myself in those 2 days. And now we can see it in I can see it in like other people. Like you've been talking about how other people will react the same way I will react sometimes when you're like complimenting or praising or being excited about the thing they did.
Yeah. And it's almost like sometimes you hear it as responsibility to uphold a certain
it's like a
level. And what if I can't uphold it?
Yes.
Because you don't like to do things wrong.
Yes.
And one of the things I've been like, you can't do or you're gonna do things in a way that I don't like, and it's okay.
Remember when Dave was speaking from one of those parts? Like, what happens if I mess up? You know, like what if, you know? And I don't remember what my response was. He's like, no. He's like, you will mess up.
You're gonna mess up.
You will do it wrong.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
Yeah.
And it's okay.
Well, we had gone home. That was on night one that conversation happened. So we went home and Dave was like, oh, it's interesting. You don't like when Heidi cheerleads for you. It was kind of what we left. And I knew. So I let it go. You're like, I guess I don't. You know, you kind of went along with it. And then when we got home, I was like, hey.
Yeah.
I actually don't know that it's, you love that I praise you. You love that I cheer for you.
Wouldn't want their partner supporting, like being excited for them. Oh,
I said, I think you heard that if you don't rise to this level and be this all the time, because I got excited about that version of you that takes the reins, then I might disapprove. And you're like,
that's it.
Is it?
That's it. Yeah.
And then I had to rephrase and say, I wasn't praising your job well done. I was saying, this is awesome that you just, that it's almost like a door's been opened. That's it.
Yeah.
That like a door's opened and now you can like look in the door and see something that you couldn't see before.
1,000,000%. And what I love about that in myself is I don't want, well, and it's not, they're not, my reactions are not anybody's responsibility ever.
Yeah.
I don't want to go through life being like, hey, you need to praise me this way when you want to, but it just not like, I don't want that.
Baby girl.
What felt so good about that was to recognize those little feelings and go, oh,
yeah,
there's a thought that comes up when someone talks like this to me that like, if I don't keep it up, then they're disappointed or I won't be loved or accepted.
You know, on the tail end of me not liking that your car wasn't sold, you know, so I get it.
Yeah. It was so good. I can't, and it's just like just the beginning, because now since then, I can recognize when feelings pop up that aren't the reactions that don't match the situation. And there was one last night too.
Oh, let's talk about it.
Oh, is it about me? And do I look really good in this story? I can't wait.
Remember,
was it when we were talking about Dave?
No. Oh yeah.
How many times was Dave named and mentioned in this podcast? You think 400 maybe?
Please, thank you.
No, it was later. You were praising me. What were you telling me? I mean, it's things you tell me all the time. You just love me so much and you're obsessed with me or something. And I mean, you say those like cute all the time. You were giving me like sincere thing. There was a piece of me that was coming up and I was like, why do I like not feel good right now?
Oh.
And I started thinking back to times throughout my whole life, back into my teenage years when I would feel the same way.
You feel could it be that you feel unworthy of being obsessed over?
That's
because I'm obsessed with you.
It is 1,000,000% that.
Almost like she's only seeing the good in me, the best foot forward. What if she sees the parts of me that...
It's almost like I don't believe it. Yeah.
Okay.
And last night was the first time that I sat in it and got to just, in parts where they say like, ask it. Like, what are you wanting? What are you what's going on right now? Why are you showing up like this? And I got to just kind of like ask myself like, oh, that's interesting. Oops. What is that? Instead of just feeling it and being like uncomfortable and shutting down.
Wonder what I was saying.
I don't know. Just kind. And
this happened yesterday. You're like, I wonder what I was saying. You should tell the audience what I was saying.
Cute. And you were just loving on me.
I was just like crawling on you.
And I don't always feel that. It's not a frequent response. Like I don't always feel that way, but sometimes I do. But since Dave, him, and I've heard it a million different ways, but him laying things out visually, stepping into these places, me having a literal physical hard time stepping to the next card.
Yeah.
Just clicked.
Yeah.
What are you guys
and it made me realize
about?
why people, me, everybody, when we don't feel in control and in power in ourselves, that's why we show up as a boss, as a parent.
I feel like we need to have Dave on the podcast.
As a spouse. Oh, we will, as a partner. And we try to like dominate and control in really unhealthy ways, because I guarantee inside, like they're missing it. They're lacking it. So they're like, how do I show up externally dominant or powerful or controlling or in charge?
Yeah, because they don't feel it inside.
You don't feel it inside.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't show up that way. Like that was so incredible.
Yeah.
It was so good. And I'll be meeting with Dave every 2 weeks to keep going.
So how does that work too? Where like now he's just now going to go back to one-on-one therapy with just Ryan? Weird.
Oh. He was so good.
It was really good. I believe Dave's going to come. We have an in-person event with the mastermind people. I ended up shuffling things around. I had the entire event planned.
People have to do this.
And I was like, my girls, my women need this. They have their eyes open to themselves, really. So now Dave's going to come do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is non-ethical, I will say. Okay, anyways.
Literally, I'm like, man, someday obviously you're going to have a full-time job, so it's not going to work. But I mean, who knows? But someday it would be so fun to do some kind of a retreat.
I know.
A couples retreat.
It would be, and bring people like that in.
Yeah.
It would be amazing. I was just going to say, and you were talking about
Please don't. For the good of humanity, please don't do that.
That experience. We didn't do work as a couple there.
We did.
Aging student, I think you're correct. Is the memory stuff fake just to get the guy to repeat and praise that she said? Yes. I think it's to test them, to make sure that they're listening and paying attention to her full essence at all times, so that she can either punish them if they haven't or be obsessed with them if they have. And also she just wants to hear it from how amazing she is from someone else. I get it.
There was no couples work. There was no like.
You guys, what jokes did I make today? What funny sound bites did I pick strategically? I can't remember. Can you guys tell me the fun things I did and all the jewels that I got?
What's your problem with him and what's your problem with her? Like, we didn't even talk about it.
But that's kind of what's amazing is like when you focus on yourself. I guess moral of the story.
Get to know yourself.
When you
in one day,
when you when you learn, when you discover and you're curious about yourself, and your partner gets to witness it.
That was it for me.
Yes.
I walked away from there seeing parts of you that like, that makes so much sense. Now I have I'll be learning you hopefully for decades. I know. But I got to further see the parts of you like, oh, that's kind of where her pain lives.
Well, what's cool too
is where her safety lives.
Oh, I had a breakdown. I mean, a few of them over the last week. Let's be honest. Which one are we talking about? The one, the one. Yeah. Not the one yesterday.
Okay. The one 2 nights ago on the phone?
Yes. It was the one on the phone. That was a bad breakdown. I don't know if I've ever had a breakdown like that
She's healed wholly and way above him in therapy, but yet she had a breakdown on the phone 2 days ago. Okay. Yeah, that's tracking. That sounds right.
It was like, screw everything. After I was able to like verbalize, obviously I verbalized a lot, but after I was able to like be like, okay, here's what this comes from. I was able to follow it and pull on the thread because of the work that we did with Dave. Because then I was like, okay, I just recognized I am overwhelmed, which is what it was. I was breaking down. I feel like I'm breaking down a lot.
Babe, so valid.
Babe, so valid for running a business that makes $0 at an unknown job that you may or may not have, and doing this podcast that 400 people listen to. So valid.
And then I was able to say, hold on. I think it through tears, like I'm scared. Like that part of me that's had safety. I'm so scared of not having
I'm
it.
scared.
Yeah. And then it was just, and you were so sweet because you were able to, able to see it. You know, you were there in the room as we were discovering a lot of this stuff. And I've been able to kind of voice it in a handful of different ways. So even today, right before this podcast, I'm like, I got so much going on. I'm all record. Hey guys. Literally.
Yeah. Seconds before.
Literally.
Yeah.
The number of
What does she have going on? Zoom calls with an unknown group of people who are giving her more money than she deserves. And again, recording a profitless podcast and putting photos of her children on the internet. Like, what is taking so much time?
things. Now we're gonna vent.
And that's real.
This is all my own fault. So I'm not, there's no one to blame. And that's
there's a lot
always
of
an
good.
important thing for me to say. But what is seen online, except for here, right, is not the reality of my life. Meaning, like, yes, things are great. I posted a concert pic last night.
You do some kid stuff.
Right?
You do some videos. Yeah.
But the amount of
I am so overwhelmed by being front row at concerts. I can't take the pressure that I put on myself to be perfect for everyone at all times, which I am by default, and no one else is as good as me. And I also get to travel 24 days a year consecutively to beautiful first-class locations. But it's hard, you guys. Feel bad for me.
Recently, I have built my life. I'm the captain of my ship. I have built my life to be overbearing for me.
She should write a book called Built Through Courage.
Really have. I have not secured any full-time help in my business. And
What's your business? Explain your business, please. For the love of gosh.
All my own doing.
Things, yeah.
And so it's like, you know, a lot of part-time people with me full-time holding multiple businesses.
Too many pieces.
Launching businesses.
Yeah, too many
Explain one business. I said this last time. What is one of your businesses?
On my own. I don't have a business partner. And, you know, poor Ryan just gets all my yelling, not at him, but just about how stressed I am. And
this is a personal choice that you're choosing to do.
There's absolutely nothing he can do. And I have to, as I'm saying things sometimes to you, I'm like, you have your own life with your own so much shit to deal with in your life, in your lane. And you have your own job transition that's coming to an end and starting something new. And
job transition reminds me of integrity break that was on me. Just call it what it is.
Like, that's your stuff. It is not your problem that I've built my life in a way that at the moment feels unmanageable in this way.
It kind of is.
Know?
It's valid, babe.
But at least
so valid, babe. The thing is it sounds like she runs DoorDash, but then also is running a daycare and also is, taking classes to become a dentist or something. Like, that's how she's making it seem. And it's like, well, yeah, that's really hard. And maybe you should cut back on a couple of those things. And none of it makes sense. And if you're not, like, can you stop doing one of the things or do part-time? But it's like all in her own head. Like, she doesn't have to do any of this. I don't think it's making money. It's like, what's the point other than vanity? Oh, so valid.
I recognize it's mine to hold. I mean, I can be like, fix it.
I like when you say that.
I literally will be like,
you come over. You literally will come in and slump your shoulders and stomp.
I know.
And like, come save me.
I do. And all I need you to say is, I'll fix it.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't do anything. Because it's not.
Because you're useless and you suck and you have sweaty hair.
Not your job.
But it is getting, I was just thinking about this right before the podcast.
I don't know what I'm going to do when you have
when I get back to
full-time job again.
It's been a few months. I know.
It's been nice.
You can talk to me after 5 p.m.
I know.
Save your venting.
She's venting to him that much every day over a fake job. Jeez.
5 again.
You're gonna end your 9 to 5
delusional.
to me
5 to 9 a.m.
You're gonna have so many voice memos from me.
Good, I love
You're
them.
gonna
What
have
do I
to
always
catch
tell
up.
you? I wish I had like a 24-hour live stream of Heidi when I'm not with you. But as I was
That's insane. She loves it, and she's like, finally, someone understands how amazing I am. But that's insane to say.
walking upstairs to find something to record this when you were down here upset, I was thinking, oh, this is so cool. How you can work with somebody and get to know them, really get to know them better, which I think is what a honeymoon stage really means ending, because all of the you get to the real.
Okay. I can't even lift my foot that high, and I have socks on.
You get to the real of it. The sweetness is more than it was before.
Those feet have been all over the town.
It is.
It is.
I loved it at the beginning, and
I did too.
So much better now.
It is. All of that, the way we talk.
This is giving me allergies. They're bullshit. Sorry.
The way that we connect and touch, and it's all still the same.
Yeah.
It's better. But I was thinking, how cool is it when you really get to know somebody?
Yeah.
Like all of
cool.
them. Because now when you do these things, I feel like I can just I can sit in it easier. And so like the other night, a few nights ago, when it was bad, what did we do? This is actually so hilarious. I just said, okay, I'm just going to sit on the phone with you. You can go if you want, but I want to sit here.
Oh, this was another bad night. So this wasn't that night.
Multiple bad nights. So they've just talked about how therapy fixed everything that they've ever gone through badly. 10 years of therapy in one night, yet she's had 4 breakdowns since. Don't worry about it. And right before they started recording this podcast, she was having a breakdown. Okay, sounds really healthy and really good and stable.
Which night are you talking about?
I'm talking about where I was in the car. I was picking up Ruby from.
Oh, yeah. We did get off the phone. You were busy. You were with Ruby driving around. You had to get back on the phone.
No, that was the one where I was really sobbing.
Really sobbing?
But didn't you call me later that night? No, because that was Father's Day. I know. It's been you're straight. You legitimately
It's not funny. It's actually really not funny. It's actually really not hilarious that you're having such a mental health crisis and you're acting like you're not, and you're the mother of multiple children that depend on you every day, or at least some of the days, and you're laughing as if this is no big deal. It's a big deal. You should be trying to fix this so you have a stability in your life for your kids at the very least, and your new boyfriend who apparently loves you deeply. Don't you want to be better for him? No.
Have a lot of stuff going on.
I've had so many.
But it feels good. Like that night, I was like, let's just stay on the phone. And we didn't talk for like 3 hours, but we texted. She was so upset.
Why was I upset that night?
All the same stuff.
Why was I upset that night? Why was I upset that night? I don't know.
Bitch.
Why don't you tell us?
This is the same. It's always the same thing. It is.
What's always
just
the same
great.
thing?
It means I could just learn it and get immune.
And I act sometimes like I'm dealing with the hardest stuff on the planet, and then I come look at your
hard.
computer when you're dealing with your shit. I'm like, oh, I'm glad I'm not you. You got bigger monsters than I do.
I got some battles to fight, but yeah,
I'm sure.
But it feels good. I mean, like I know how to sit here with it in you. I don't take it personally. I let you say what you want to say. Do you remember?
So he's like, it sounds like she's attacking him verbally and making it his fault. And he's like, I just love you. I'll take it. I know you don't mean it. Again, what is his angle here? I don't know.
Early on when we got, it's not a fight, but it was like got really tense between us. Do you remember this? You were having the same breakdown. This is like.
Again. You guys, I had a breakdown again. Can you believe how quirky that is of me to have another breakdown of the same thing that we're not saying what it is? You 400 people that like this and watch this?
June of 25.
Anyone who knows me knows that you're going to get a voice memo from me going, I am so sorry. I'm just so freaking overwhelmed. You have no idea. I don't know how to get all the things done that I need to get done. How?
I know.
Does she not really see? Is she so blinded by her own ignorance that she cannot see that this is a self-inflicted problem that you could fix tomorrow and not deal with it anymore? Some people are addicted to chaos, though. They really are. They can't. They need the chaos. If she had calm in her life, she would freak even more.
You know me, and you have my phone number.
you get that. We were on the phone, and you were saying the same thing. Now I'm like, oh,
Good
it's
point.
the same fear, and it's the same safety.
Is it getting busier? Do I have more on my plate today?
Yes, completely.
Why?
From a year ago.
But I got
because you're rebuilding things. Well,
but like, how do I make sure, Ryan? Let's troubleshoot this. How do I make sure I don't get myself to a point where I was in 2022, 2023, where I was like, I'm done.
Well, that feels like a whole other story because I think there were other factors in those years that were going on externally that aren't going on anymore.
Yeah.
I think there's been healing and changes since then that probably played a huge role. So
yeah.
She's like, yeah, no, I haven't done anything to change. That's a lie that I told you. Sorry.
But do you remember the time we were on the phone? It was the same conversation, and you were really scared about like career and work and money and how this is going to go forever. And I was
good thoughts. Yeah. That's actually like probably smartest thing to think, that this is bullshit and you shouldn't be doing it.
First thing I jumped to is just listening and validating.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah,
mistake.
Turns out that not everyone wants to be listened to and validated.
I don't like to be
Some
validated.
women just want the solution.
Yeah. Like I'm like a man.
Yeah, we're a little reversed.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how all women online are like, sometimes you just want to talk and not have my husband throw a solution.
Yeah.
Just give me the solution.
Yeah.
If you see it, send it.
It's quit your dumbass jobs that are fake and not real. Get a real job. There's the solution, babe.
And sometimes someone else doesn't have it for you. But I was validating how
I have all the solutions. When you come to me, I'm like, listen, here's what you're going to say.
Of course you do.
Here's how you're going to handle it.
But I was like, yeah, it's really it's
Sure his ex-wife loves that. Sure, that's going really good for her.
It's scary to feel that way. As a provider too of a family, like it's scary when you feel like that stuff's threatened.
Yeah.
And,
yeah, I get it.
Yeah, and you were like really upset because you're like, I don't want you to wallow in my negativity with me. We got off the phone for like an hour, and I was like, what just happened? and then I remember getting back on the phone, and my little do everything right part was like trying to say the right things to pump you back up and push back and be like, motivate you. And then I remember talking and being like, what am I saying right now? It sounds so dumb. You know? So
that's funny that you think about how a conversation went and you carry it into the next, because as soon as I have a conversation, it is gone.
I like observe
because she doesn't care. She does not care. She's like, I'm just putting my emotional angst on this person who I allegedly love, who I don't think she really does. I think she only loves the mirror, to be honest, and a man that reflects her and her beauty. She doesn't care about him as a person, personally, I don't think. And so when the conversation is over, she's not, I wonder how that feels for him. I wonder how that went for him, because she doesn't give a shit. She's like, I feel better. That's all that matters. And that's selfish.
Well, as I'm talking, as words come out of my mouth, there's like a piece of me that's standing back watching it like, why are you saying that?
It is just in the moment and gone.
You feel something different than the words that are coming out of your mouth right now. Did it the other night when we were sitting in bed talking, doing the card question game. We were asking questions and I'm saying things and I'm listening to myself talking, being like, why are you saying that?
Really?
Because that's the right answer.
I don't like.
I notice these things now.
Really? See, I just know that whatever comes out is going to be right. And
she's perfect and she's never made a mistake. Duh.
No, I don't know. I actually have taught myself to trust.
Yeah, that's good.
You know, and Brecken said it the other night on the voice memo. Brecken is my cousin. He's amazing.
Brack.
We went and dropped off
a
I love you basket to someone, to a friend. And we sat in the car and talked. She's been through so much.
Oh.
So much.
Yeah.
And we talked for a while. And when we got home, she had sent the sweetest voice memo just thanking us and said, hey, I know that was a lot. And she didn't say sorry. And I noticed that. And I love that. She said, I know that was a lot. But I could tell she was going through what I go through. I used to go through when I would say a lot. She said, I'm trusting that everything that I said needed to be said.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that because it is a practice. It's like as you say things, trusting that everything needs to be said. And also, however it's heard is how it's meant to be heard, you know?
Well, even if that's for yourself, like I might, say something I don't mean because I'm trying to say the right thing, which is a practice for me to observe it and go, oh, I didn't mean that. So the next time I'm going to say it differently.
Yeah. And the reality is like, I'm going to hear whatever you say, however I'm going to hear it. And sometimes I'm going to be happy and other times I'm not. And that's not.
Because I'm not listening anyways, babe. I don't give a shit. As soon as you say, Heidi, you are so beautiful, then I tune back in.
Not your problem.
Nope. Unless I'm being mean.
You're never mean. I can't
You
imagine
me being like mean to you.
No,
like,
there are
cold.
situations in your life where I'm like, you got to be mean for a minute because this is bullshit.
You need to be mean to your children that you've left behind allegedly and that have some issues with you at this time.
You like don't have
You should greet them with anger and angst, not understanding.
in you to be. I have a side. I can cut a bitch. For sure.
Okay, that's a soundbite for sure. She can't cut a bitch. If you want to cut a bitch, come cut a bitch, bitch.
Bitch.
Yeah, me and Tara are going to get cut.
Yeah.
For sure. You can't cut a bitch.
I don't think so.
No.
I just feel like someone else will cut you.
too
That's not my
sweet.
job.
Too cute.
Like I'll just cut you off. That's what I'll cut off a bitch, and then someone else will cut them. Like that's how life works.
It
you
is
know?
true. Yeah.
Like I
Life will
just
teach.
pick my battles. You know.
Yeah. I love you. Okay, this was a really fun
Long.
podcast.
This was great.
I know, hour and a half.
Turned out way better than we thought it was going to compared to how it's the moment
Yeah, that was great. So great, you guys. Really wrapped it up there.
it's before.
I know. What time is it? I have a call at 3:30.
Yeah,
What time is
it's
it?
probably past 3:30.
Let's see.
Okay. Anything else you want to say?
Oh my gosh,
5
we got
minutes?
6 minutes.
That's how
Okay.
good that is.
No, this is a really great podcast. Everyone, I feel like we need to get, we gave
Really
a call to
great.
action. If you made it this far,
This has been wonderful.
what should the call to action be?
I think one of the reasons you're so
You should cut a bitch today. Save a life, cut a bitch.
What should the call to action be?
I think one of the reasons you're so overwhelmed, and it's a cool reason, is because of one of the things you're building.
Her
Which is what?
wellness brand.
Coaching.
Which is amazing.
It's amazing. And it's
Yeah, she treats him like a child. She treats him like a child, where he'll say something. She goes, "Which is what? Which is what, honey? Which is what? Tell mommy what I'm doing. Tell everyone what mommy's doing. Creepy." So she's making coaching. Wow, who could have ever thought that? She's doing coaching, life coaching. This lady, Heidi Powell, is doing life coaching. Great. If you're going to Heidi Powell for life coaching, your life must be really, really, really messed up. If she's going to help put it in order, my God, Godspeed.
Which is what?
coaching.
Which is amazing.
It's amazing.
It's amazing that I'm doing
and
that.
It's everyone around you,
Yeah.
your business consultants, people you're working on it, everyone's just like, do you know how awesome this is going to be?
It is going to be great. It already is.
Because she's paying them to say that, because who the frick is going to sign up for this?
It
I actually
already
did,
is starting out.
I haven't even really launched it yet, and it's
Mhm.
already filling up.
Of course it is.
You know,
and it's overwhelming, and it's a lot,
It
and you
is.
need more help, and you need more people.
I feel like we need a whole other podcast to talk about this, and like
We do.
even the membership group we just
Yeah,
launched.
this isn't the time for it.
Let's talk.
we
Let's give a
just
call to
launched-
action.
Yeah.
I actually think if you made it this far, I know a couple podcasts
You
go.
must hate us deeply and have a commentary channel where you shit on me all day. It must be you, Kia, specifically.
You guys, I loved this. I had so many people when I did the solo podcast in my car.
Those are so
I had a
good.
lot of people
So
text
good.
me or message me what their superpower is. Interestingly, because I hadn't even done this
Oh,
therapy yet.
cool.
What their superpower
So
was and
cool.
what trauma or pain it came from. Do you know this?
Whoa, yes. Uh-huh.
So I wonder.
Oh my God, she may have met her match with him. He knows her so well and knows exactly what to say to her to make her like him. It is kind of uncanny and scary because he did that at the end of the last podcast. Wrap it up with adoring, over the top compliments so that he can have a good night for the rest of his night. But why? What are you doing this for, dude? I don't understand what the end game is.
Now we need to have Dave on. So that's our call to action, is to figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe I really do think it was so helpful for me to envision, maybe do what the therapist did. I'm not going to be the therapist, but like envision or draw or write about, your family environment when you were younger, like in a place of conflict. So specifically, what did conflict look like and feel like?
No words.
No words.
Colors, shapes, anything.
Yes.
Scribbles.
Yeah.
Faces, stick figures. It doesn't matter.
Take time doing it. And then I'm not a therapist, but a cool exercise for us was to boil down what, like and I would even say, because you don't have someone to talk to, then go write about it, explain it, and write about it,
feeling?
journal it.
Yeah.
What do the colors mean? What do the things mean? And
this is your call to action. Yeah, really direct. Thank you. I'm gonna write down and color stuff about what I don't know. Good call to action. Great.
Then
sign up for her coaching. This is exactly what it's gonna sound like.
Boil
Nonsense.
it down to how did it make you feel?
When that was happening, you felt blank.
Scared, lonely.
What happened?
Angry, sad, and then almost
anxious.
I will tell you this: when you nail down the feeling that it was for you, it will hit you like a ton of bricks. For me, it'll feel emotional. Was fully emotional. Yeah, when I actually landed on scared, and try to pull on the thread of how it's laced and created a lot, laced throughout your life, and it's created a lot of who you are. Your superpowers included. It has definitely created your superpowers.
What are you talking
let's start
about?
there.
For sure. Great call to action.
Okay,
Yeah,
love you guys.
great call to action. That's the best call to action, babe. You're so smart.
Dave.
Shout out, Dave. Thank you.
We love you,
We're
Dave.
going to make it, buddy. Thank you.
Which that was a whole funny thing, too, when we went to Dave.
Oh,
he
gosh.
was thinking I was ready to break up with you. I was not.
It was so funny.
I'm just very direct.
The way he met me when we had our initial interviews, it was kind of like, are you
sure?
Do you want to?
I actually had said to him on the phone.
Maybe he was trying to help you out, man. Are you sure you want to be in this relationship with this crazy lady? Maybe he was trying to guide you the right direction. Are you sure you're looking at this picture, the full eyesight?
Listen, when you see us together, you're going to see I actually do love the guy.
Just want to work on some shit.
My captain was out on the phone call.
This is your captain speaking. I'm going to get you a shirt that says, this is your captain speaking. That's my call to action. Okay, thanks, Finn.
Okay.
Love you.
Love you guys. I love you.
Kiss, kiss, kiss. Jump scare. Oh my God, we did it, you guys. Thank goodness. We still got Bryan Johnson to talk about. Bryan Johnson's aging backwards 10 years by the time that podcast wrapped up. My Lord. Okay, the one comment. I love you guys, and you two are going all the way. So happy for you both. Says this dog. Even the dogs can see that's true love. Man, that was rough. Get it? Because it was a dog. Woof, woof. Don't be scared. Don't be scared, little Taro. There's not a real dog in the house. I wish there was, though. That'd be so nice. Okay, Bryan Johnson. Remember him? I have nothing more to say about Heidi. I can't. My brain will become mushier than it already is. I did find the documents, the new ones, but I think most of it is, again, this is the lawyer for his ex-wife, soon-to-be ex-wife, saying why she's charging the rates that she's charging, that I think Ryan should pay for it, I think is the get here. And the interesting part was, at the outset of this matter, upon review of the pleadings by the ex-wife, as a self-represented party, I discovered that her petition needed to be amended as it was missing critical requests and did not delineate real property subject to this dispute. Okay, so that's why she had to go back and do that. The respondent, so that's Ryan's threats to burning it to the ground. Prior to hiring counsel, his ex-wife was, Ryan was sending a barrage of emotional rants and threats to his ex-wife, including threatening that he would remove funds from a 401k and stating, quote, "I am not scared of burning it to the ground." As a result of his threats, the law firm prepared and served notices regarding fiduciary duties, ATROS, and preservation of evidence. We were also required to immediately start service of notices of adverse interests and the joining retirement plans, which we have completed, filed, and served as of the date. So I guess they're telling him, do not take out 401k loans on your own just because you're pissed at your ex-wife for some reason. Then also more stuff. Okay, so then this is kind of interesting. Preparation of the declarations of disclosure. So in addition to all that, the law firm had to assist the ex-wife in marshaling evidence to complete her declaration of disclosure. This took more time than usual because she does not appear to have a sophisticated ability to use the computer, share files, or the ability to access certain accounts and key records. Moreover, the family appears to have considerable medical debt that has been sent to collections, which required review of the last statements and collections to determine the trail of bills and status of the bills. It's interesting. And then review of the mediation file. While privileged, there were messages, documents, and information contained during the parties' time in mediation. I had to review the contents of the same to ascertain potential assets, debt, legal issues, and positions. Okay, analysis of the severance agreement, assistance with employment efforts. It says, as the petitioner has an obligation to become self-supporting in a reasonable period, my office has assisted her in connecting with those that can assist her in this regard and counseled her, so trying to get her a job, it sounds like. Then there's the custody. So it says, child custody. This matter is complicated by the party's minor daughter engaging in resist and refuse tendencies as it relates to time with her father. So it sounds like at least one daughter doesn't want to be around him, even when it's legally required, or, you know, supposedly he's supposed to go spend time with his daughter, and she's resisting that. The relationship is a tenuous relationship complicated by respondent's girlfriend being an influencer, posting on social media about this proceeding, which is upsetting the children. Oh, that was new. I haven't seen that one. So it's directly tied to Heidi, that the daughter, at least one of them, doesn't want to talk to her dad because Heidi is posting about it on social media and it's upsetting them, which I can understand. That sounds reasonable to me. Get that shit off the internet. From what I understand, I anticipate that therapies and interventions may be required, and to the extent that the father continues to seek joint legal physical custody, oh, that's going to piss Heidi off because he's going to have to be in California to have that. I anticipate the court will need to conduct a minor interview, so an interview with the child who's 14. In addition, regarding support in this long-term marriage, Ryan, who was a high earner and the only party working, left his job during the divorce mediation and signed a severance agreement with payments ending as of this summer. Okay, so no wonder he has to get a job. So he had severance payments, which typically is given to you when you are fired. So whether that happened or not, who's to say? But that was kind of the thought process there, that he had been let go. He was not choosing to leave on his own accord. And it sounds like he's going to get a job, or going to have to try. But not in the summertime, it's going to end. So that's why he needs to get back to work. He is a financial advisor with a book of business. His decision in this regard will need to be addressed by the court at the upcoming support hearing, as he is requesting a vocational evaluation. Oh, petitioner, as the ex-wife is requesting a vocational evaluation be ordered, and that Ryan be imputed with income as a result of his decisions. Okay. I have met and conferred with counsel to obtain a stipulation for vocational evaluation. To this date, I have not received a response. Based on my experience, I anticipate that the cost of a vocational evaluation will be $4,000 and an additional $1,750 for testimony. Whew. Man, I'm in the wrong business. Marital residence. The parties have a marital residence in which the petitioner resides with the children, and the petitioner is the ex-wife. Ryan was paying the mortgage and had oscillated between telling her, his ex-wife, he was not going to pay the mortgage and then paying it. The status of the mortgage is unknown at this time. I have sent a proposed stipulation order to sell the marital residence as of 6/16/26. I advised counsel that we need Ryan's disclosures and to discuss the stipulation inclusive blah, 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 blah. I have not received a response. Finby and breach issues. Okay, the property issues in this case, again, are complicated because of Ryan's actions. per Ryan's counsel, while he was identified as a co-founder of the business. Okay, this is kind of hot piping tea and interesting, something I was wondering about. While he identified as a co-founder of the business in which he previously worked, he alleges his departure was a result of significant changes within the company following the sale of a substantial interest to outside investors. I have requested all material facts and information. So that is interesting because if he was a co-founder, he should have gotten part of that if there was a sale, right? So is he lying that he wasn't a co-founder ever? Or is he lying that he is not one because he can hide the money that he got in a sale and then left? Kind of interesting. Yeah, so she's got to investigate that, or he, whoever the lawyer is. And then no tax returns. It appears from tax transcripts I have been able to obtain that the respondent, so Ryan, prepared and filed tax returns on behalf of him and his wife. To date, I do not have copies of the returns from Ryan to identify what his business interest was before this alleged transaction. There is the potential that Ryan divorce planned, divested himself of his interest in the business, and reduced his income while in divorce mediation. So hiding the funds, trying to make it seem like he doesn't have what he has so he can give his wife and children less. Yikes. That's what this lawyer is alleging. Who knows if it's real, but that's what they're kind of saying. Okay, Ryan was a seasoned financial advisor before he signed his severance agreement. It appears from the unsigned severance agreement in my possession that he gave up his book as part of the severance agreement. So gave up his book, giving his clients, his client list back to the business. Therefore, there are both fiduciary issues and something requiring expert review. She's contacted an expert CPA to consult. However, the ex-wife does not have access to funds to pay a small retainer for his work to get started. Based upon my experience, she anticipates, or the lawyer anticipates, it'll cost $5,000 to review this matter. Whew, again, high cost to get divorced. You better stay in love, everybody. That's my thoughts on this matter. Debts. As noted as above, the debts need to be identified, organized, blah, blah, blah. The retirement plans. Ryan has at least one known retirement plan in his name. The status of the plan, potential withdrawals and violation, and other related issues are yet to be determined. I have again met and conferred with counsel on this issue to ask, and they have not received a response. Brokerage account. The same that applies above regarding retirements will apply to all bank and brokerage accounts solely in the name of Ryan, as what he has done with one while the parties were engaged in divorce mediation is unknown, though he suddenly claims he's running out of money. So the lawyer has to do all this stuff, prepare this, do this, communication, da-da-da-da. So they're saying that the Sierra, the ex-wife, will need at least $25,000 in legal fees before the end of this, and has already gotten $14,000 fees, and then $25,000 for more fees, and then $5,000, then $6,000 in addition. So there you go. And here's all the review. If you want to see what lawyers make, there you go. Here's the balance. Boom, boom, boom. There was also a document that was about the money, but I couldn't quite understand. Oh, hold on. That was not it. Oopsies. Okay, never mind. God was like, you're done. You can't look at the income statement. It was a little confusing. It showed, I think, that he made like $16,000 a month, it looked like, but I don't know that for sure. That was just what I remember seeing. What is the other one? Yeah. So that was, I think, what he's supposed to submit to show what his income is. But I was confused if it was $16,000 a year or $16,000 a month. I was confused with the paperwork, and it talked about his like 401k and stuff. Okay, but let me take this off, make it not full screen, and then we can watch Bryan Johnson. Okay, so thanks Heidi, thanks Ryan. They have a complicated love story that we shouldn't judge because we love love, and we love reading about divorces. Okay. All right. Bryan Johnson, the man who pretends to want to live forever. I think it's all a marketing ploy. I think it's a scheme that he has concocted because he understands media very well, similar to how Trump understands media, in my opinion, to have a business, his blueprint business, where he can sell supplements and become a health guru. He knows he's going to die at a normal rate of speed. He's doing this because he's vain, in my opinion, and wants to be an influencer of some kind, and this is the way he can do it. Now, it's been revealed, though, that he has a chronic and incurable autoimmune disease that will cause him problems, including his stomach eating itself. Even though he's spending millions of dollars a year to monitor his health and takes a million supplements and has absolutely no life, he has proven his own method unvaluable. So here we go. Here's an article or a news report about it to hear. And he hasn't done any statements on his own YouTube, so it seems, as of yet. So it's only media coverage as far as I've seen. So anyways, here we go.
Biohacker Bryan Johnson just hit the one thing you cannot optimize. Bryan Johnson has spent the last few years trying to do only what only a few have attempted: engineer aging. The Silicon Valley entrepreneur turned himself into perhaps the world's most measured human being. Hundreds of biomarkers, MRIs, blood tests, organ scans, strict sleep, eating his last meal at 11 a.m., injecting himself with his teenage son's blood, millions spent year after year chasing one goal.
Okay, I gotta say, the blood transfusion thing between him and his son was a PR publicity stunt. It wasn't a real thing that he does to try to get younger. He knew that would get headlines, and the photos that they took, him and his son next to each other, that was part of the whole scheme, in my opinion. Because when we actually watched I have it on my channel somewhere, we watched the actual YouTube video. It was basically like a paid ad kind of thing for this place in Texas where they do this blood transfusion thing, plasma transfusion, and they just sat there and did it. But it was like one-off thing, and it was like, oh, actually, we did the measurements and nothing happened. So it was all just bullshit. The three of them. It was the dad, Bryan, and the young 18-year-old son, Talmud, I think is his name. And it was just a thing for YouTube. But people have taken it, and the media has taken it, and they accredit him for this is this crazy thing he does. He takes his son's blood. It's like he did it one time for YouTube. It's not real, in my opinion.
Don't die. But this week, Johnson revealed something that no amount of optimization could have prevented. My stomach is eating itself. Bryan Johnson has been diagnosed with autoimmune gastritis.
Okay, so this is what his tweet says. Bad news number 1. I have an autoimmune disease. My stomach is eating itself. Maybe you're hungry. You eat slop every day. Slop from a metal canister. Maybe that's why it's eating itself. It's freaking hungry. Second, bad news number 2. 2 to 5% of people have this too, likely more because it hides. Good news. I'm going to try and solve it. We'll share all. Okay, so I think now, I didn't see this last part of the tweet. I think now this is also a lie that he's come up with to retain and remain relevant in the biohacking space, because he has really been hot on the scene for several years now. And he probably felt like, damn, I got a girlfriend and people don't care anymore. Oh, people are not buying that this is a religion anymore. Oh, I need to somehow get back into the news cycle. And he did it. He is like a Trump, in my opinion. He knows how to stay in the news cycle. And I think this is bullshit, actually, now. I've changed my mind.
An incurable condition where the immune system mistakenly attacks the stomach lining. The disease gradually damages the cells responsible for producing stomach acid and absorbing nutrients like vitamin B12 and iron.
I think he wants to appeal to people who have autoimmune disease, because the thing is, he probably wasn't selling enough supplements because people are like, well, I don't have enough time, and this guy's optimized to the gills. So me taking his supplement, like, it's probably just not going to work because I have all these problems. This guy's perfect and he takes these supplements. What if you have issues? And so now he has to pretend to have an issue so that he can appeal to that type of person. It's like medical medium. Why does medical medium talk about autoimmune disease exclusively, chronic unknown POTS, like all these things that are hard to diagnose and hard to, the Lyme disease, all these things that are like kind of, in the ether. There's not really quite testing for all these things. That's the downloads he gets the most, because he knows the people who have Hashimoto's are looking for solutions and are finding it hard in the medical space, and that's why they're filling that gap. I think that's exactly what's going on here with Bryan.
It often develops silently over years before anyone notices. For years, Johnson had persistently low ferritin. That is the body's iron stores. Supplements didn't help. Extensive investigations eventually led to stomach biopsies and specialized antibody tests, confirming autoimmune gastritis. He has since begun iron infusions, vitamin B12 treatment and long-term monitoring, while promising to throw AI and cutting-edge medicine at solving the disease. This isn't just another health update. It's a fascinating moment because he is the face of an entire philosophy. Just take a look at his blueprint project. Sleep gets optimized, meals get optimized, heart rate gets optimized, every calorie, every hormone, every minute of recovery becomes another variable to control.
I also think he has political ambitions. And I'm starting to really see he's taking speaking of blueprint, he's taking the Trump blueprint and he's probably trying to apply it to a more Maha side of things, but a more optimized Maha approach to life. I do think he has ambitions to become a political figure and is very good at it. It's working. It's scary how well it's working.
In many ways, Johnson has become the logical endpoint of Silicon Valley thinking. If there's enough data, every problem has a solution. And to be fair, Bryan Johnson has always been transparent. From all the various therapies to all the data, the scientific literature, he has made it all available to his followers for them to make an informed choice.
Okay, is this supposed to be a news channel? Because I feel like that is biased AF. He's doing it for entertainment, and you have to take his word for it, whatever he puts in any report at all. That's not real science. That is someone who's curating what they want and has a reason to make it all seem good because he's selling products.
Johnson's biomarkers often resemble those of someone decades younger.
Says him. Have a third party look at this. I haven't seen that happen. It's his own people who are doing all these experiments on him that say, yes, it's working.
Experiments have generated valuable public data about sleep, nutrition, exercise, preventative medicine. Even critics acknowledge that he has pushed conversations around longevity into the mainstream. But autoimmune disease doesn't really care about your spreadsheet. Scientists still don't fully understand why many autoimmune diseases begin. Genetics matter, environmental triggers matter, infections may matter. Sometimes they simply appear without a clear cause.
My prediction is that he's going to solve this through a series of things that he is going to package and sell back to the public. And it's going to, be healed. And I agree, 5% of the population is going to go, oh my God, finally someone's doing something. And the rest of the people are going to say, he's going to say, it also helped me with all my other issues that I was facing. And not only did it solve this autoimmune, it prevented future autoimmune from happening. And then he's going to sell 1 million products and be a trillionaire.
More than 100 autoimmune disorders exist, and many remain impossible to predict or prevent, even in otherwise healthy people. That's what makes Johnson's diagnosis so curious. Not because biohacking failed, but because it found its limits. The internet loves extremes. Either Johnson is a genius proving we can defeat aging, or he is a fraud exposed by one diagnosis.
He's a fraud not because he got a diagnosis. He's a fraud generally. He knows this is all for show. It's a circus that he's putting on. It's not real.
He is less dramatic, and it is that deep. His relentless monitoring may have actually caught the disease earlier than most people would have. Many patients spend years before getting an autoimmune diagnosis because the symptoms are vague and routine blood work can appear normal. Yet this case also reminds us of something modern culture often forgets. Optimization isn't the same thing as control. Nature isn't software. Biology is messy, probabilistic, and full of trade-offs that evolution never designed to be elegant. You can improve the odds, you can reduce risk, you can live healthier. But there is still a difference between increasing your chance.
Yeah, what is this? First Post News has 9 million subscribers. I don't know what this is. At First Post, we focus on facts, keep the noise out, and bring you stories from across the globe, viewing them through the Indian lens. Okay, well, your facts are flawed, and your facts sound like it's written by his PR team. Exactly the way he wants it.
In mastering nature itself. Bryan Johnson may eventually help discover better treatments for autoimmune disease. His willingness to document every step could genuinely advance medical understanding. But his latest diagnosis may have already taught us something much more valuable. Perhaps the future isn't about conquering biology, it's about respecting just how much of it remains.
Conquering capitalism, which is what he's actually very good at doing, as we know. And maybe capitalism was biology we met along the way. What is this?
Bryan Johnson says he's been diagnosed with autoimmune gastritis, a condition where the immune system literally attacks the stomach lining.
It is true. My stomach is eating itself, and here is why that makes me excited. For context, I was diagnosed with autoimmune thyroid disease at age 21. This is decades before I started my protocol. Autoimmune gastritis affects millions of people around the world, and it currently has no cure. We are going to try to solve that. A few days ago...
Now, why would he just bring this up now for the first time? Why? Why would he wait to bring this up until this moment? Because it's bullshit. I don't believe him. And he's like, I'm excited about this diagnosis. If he was being honest, and this was like not some ploy, I think he would say, you know, this is something. First of all, I don't think he would tell us. I think he would lie. I don't think he would actually say it if he really believed. I think he saw an opening or a hole in his business model, which is he needs to appeal to more vulnerable people. And this is his way to do it. And that is very disingenuous, in my opinion.
I had a massive blood draw. We are sequencing 1 million of my immune cells. We're doing this because you have trillions of immune cells in your body that operate as soldiers. Each one of these immune cells or soldiers carries a specific key that is designed to kill a specific threat, like a virus or bacteria. By identifying which of these immune cells are the rogue soldiers, from there we can design specific solutions to stop their attacks. There are a ton of ideas online on how we can find a cure. And friends, I just want to tell you, I appreciate you. I appreciate the effort, the concern, and the want to find a cure. Now, in trying to find a cure, we are agnostic. We're going to follow the data. We want this to be methodical and reproducible so it can work in others too. So this likely isn't as simple as one cause, one fix. There is a stigma around.
It's going to be a supplement of ingredients that I'm going to put together and trademark and become proprietary to my brand, Blueprint.
Getting a diagnosis. People think it's bad. I think it's great. The earlier you know, the better you are. I want to diagnose every single thing in my body. I genuinely appreciate all of the kindness and support from all of you. I've received so many messages. We are going to share all of our learnings and the entire journey. I hope we find a cure. I hope this scales to millions of people.
And it won't. That's not how scientific research works. Oh, I found something that works for me. Oh, it's going to scale to millions of people. No, that's not how it works. You have to do testing. You have to do whatever. But is he interested in that? No. He's interested in selling his own shit and being the star of his own show. And it bothers me because I really was thinking someone slipped this information out. I didn't do any research at all before doing this. I was like, okay, I need to look into this. I'll do it on the stream. And I'm kind of pissed now because it did seem like, oh, maybe someone revealed this about him, or maybe he's like, you know, had this thing that was not expected. Like kind of like that last news report was like, you know, you can't you can't really test for everything, and some things just happen. I thought, oh man, like, okay, maybe this is good for people to see this, that all this money, all this, it's like people who do like millions of dollars of retreats and mental health, spiritual cleansings, and they're out of their mind. It's like, why spend so much money when you're just like everyone else? You have just as much of a chance of, you know, having some sort of episode as anything else. You might as well just like save the money and just go through it. And it's bothering me now because I feel like this is totally trying to take advantage of vulnerable people once again. Very medical medium. And not that I thought Bryan Johnson was above that, but I did actually think he was above that. And now I think he's just so obsessed with himself and with remaining relevant that he will go to deeper desperation lengths to remain in the spotlight, which is sad. For me. Profitable for him, and I'm sure it'll work out for him, and people will be, you know, fighting his battles on his behalf, like, well, I took his supplement and it helped me, and, you know, that will happen forever. And even if people go, well, I don't know if it's gonna work, but why not try, there's nothing else, and spend $75 on some bullshit, they think, well, you know, at least someone's trying to help. And it's like, no, they're not. He's trying to help himself. He's got millions and millions and millions of dollars, and yet it's never enough. And that's the real disease. Greed. Kia out. Pfft. Anyways, his stomach's eating himself. It's because of his insatiable greed that's causing this, in my humble opinion. Okay, well, that's Bryan Johnson. I'm upset now, as you can tell. And he, you know, oh wait, hold on. There's more. I see a new one. And also, I'm personally pissed because he used a clip from my YouTube channel in his Netflix documentary, and I didn't even get a freaking thank you in the credits. I didn't get an even label with my channel's name on it. I don't think that's legal to be able to do on Netflix. You can't sell a documentary to Netflix and there's footage in there that you do not own and you didn't even credit me. So I'm personally pissed at him also. Anyways, this is preparing for the documentary when we find a cure to my autoimmune disease. Okay, this guy is full of shit. Debate me. And I know this is a trend. I know that. But this is all fake. This is what he wants you to think. Like, I'm really tackling curing this autoimmune disease that I just happen to all of a sudden have. I never mentioned it before, but it's really important that you know that it's a personal story. And I can go on every news channel again for the next 6 years to talk about the updates on curing this disease. Yeah, this is the first comment. As someone with disabilities, chronic pain, chronic inflammatory conditions, I wish you the best, Bryan. If anyone can pull this off, you can. Love, love, love Bryan's passion and generosity. It'll be something to do with peptides, stem cells, or even some prebiotics. I'm betting on it. We believe in you, Bryan. Believing in you. Your work is the future generation's inheritance. No, it's not. It's a selfish, capitalistic, what's even the word? Navel-gazing project where he gets to be the star of his own fucking movie in his head and get rewarded for it. And to be a selfless saint of the world by putting himself on camera and getting, you know, young blood in his stream. He can help humanity not die. It's like me getting Botox and going, I'm helping humanity become more beautiful. No, I'm not. I'm putting it in my face. I haven't done it yet. I will do it at some point. But like, that would not be saving humanity. It's like, oh, well, I'm taking the risk by putting the Botox in my forehead to find true beauty for everyone else. Follow my story and I'll tell you how it works for me. Lord, save us from this hellscape we call home. Anyways, all right, I got a new song. I'm going to sing my song for the members, exclusively the gold straight up members. And then we'll be back next week, okay? We'll be back next week. We're going to have a great time. And thank you. It's a long stream tonight. Long stream, 3.5 hours. That's crazy. That's such a long time. I don't know. I don't know what to do with myself other than talk to you guys, play her socially, talk to Heidi, talk about her therapy, hear her therapy. What accent am I doing? I don't know. It's been a long night. I'm getting hungry. Okay, let me tell you something. I bought a Jersey Mike's sub yesterday out of desperation because I went to Whole Foods to get my pre-prepared family meal that I eat over the course of a week. I specifically planned my whole afternoon after work to go to a yoga class. This is like a story this is like a first world problem to the max, just FYI. I went to the yoga class specifically in the area where there's a Whole Foods so I could go there and then I could go to the Whole Foods conveniently afterwards and I can kill two birds with one stone. It was pouring rain. I did it. I go all the way to the Whole Foods, walk in there. No, they've cleared the case with all the food in it already. So then I was walking home hungry and I was like, I don't know what to do. It's too late. Whole Foods is closed. I don't want to go shopping. I don't want to cook anything. I walked by a Jersey Mike's. I was like, you know what? That will be relatively inexpensive, right? It's a sandwich. I won't get a fancy chicken one. I won't get anything crazy. I'm going to get a turkey sandwich from Jersey Mike's. Guess how much that freaking cost? $19 for a submarine sandwich. Now, to be fair, I got the largest one and I have it left over for today for lunch, and I had it for dinner last night. I had some lunch today. I want to have it for dinner again. And I'm purposely cutting it in pieces so it survives, so I can justify $19 in my head. But sandwiches cost that much now for a large. That used to be $5 at Subway, like not that long ago, and now 19 is the markup. Insane. Are you crazy? Are you out of your mind, Jersey Mike's? Are you out of your gosh darn minds? I bought it again out of desperation. It's raining. I'm not going to go anywhere else. And if I go somewhere else, it's going to be $15 and I'm not going to have leftovers. So I understand, but Jesus, how is anyone affording anything? I don't know. Thank you for the jewels. The jewels will pay for the Jersey Mike's, I guess. I hope. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. The jewels are going to jewel it up and hopefully turn into real currency. God willing and the creek don't rise. Am I right? Fellas and ladies. Okay. Insane. $19. Holy schmoly. We're in a deficit financial holy. If I keep eating, I'm screwed. If we keep eating anything, I got rid of my car. Thank goodness. I don't have to pay gas anymore. That really has saved me quite a lot in my move up to... Oh, thanks. Thanks, Angela Arnold. Gold coin jewels. Oh, Cherie. Right, kitty? She says, thank you for the jewels. Okay, time to sing. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for listening to me rant and rave. We'll be back with new stuff next week. By we, I mean me and Tara. Bye. Hey, hey, hey. New song. Ding dong. That's a clock and a gong. Starry Nights EXE. You are so SEXYE. Sexy. Oh, maybe inappropriate. I'm sorry, but I don't give a shit. Oh, Nicole Campbell. I gotta tell you about my submarine excursions on Tuesday night, and I won't be swerving cause I don't have a car, a console. I take the bus or I travel with my feet on the ground. It makes a sound like this. Boom, 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 boom. Alaska Blood Tundra. Did you have fun? That's not a rhyme. It's not the time. I hit the gong and I go really blind. I hope I walk into the street with my eyes closed and we can meet. And then we hold hands and go to a land and then we tweet. Lillian Massey. I want Bryan Johnson to explain himself. Do you agree? Why is he doing this to me specifically? It feels so personally mean. I hate when grifters attack people who are really in pain. It makes me go insane. But you know what makes me go more insane? Listening to Heidi Powell, Rabba Gabor. Can I get a vowel? A-E-I-O-U, and sometimes I ask myself why. I put myself through this situation and watch Heidi on a YouTube video for over an hour. I guess it's because of Rai Rai, because he is so cute. Everyone's gonna turn it off now. Rebelade Fuentes. Do you think Ryan is cute too, or do you think he has a sweaty bald head? It could be both in my bed. Hey, hey. Oh. Wow, this is a great song. So good, I gotta start it over again. Tarot is like, when are you gonna be done so we can cuddle and watch that Ryan Gosling movie, Hail Mary, full of grace, Hannah Lulu, she takes up space, and you should, and you could, and you would even if you didn't have the self-confidence to show up for yourself, to become yourself, to be the version of yourself that you always knew you should be. What the helly? No one knows what that means. Olive Harper, what do you think of your dreams? Are they all you? In different fonts? That's what my therapist said. And that's a free tip. Bone Palace Ballet 94. Would you let Ryan hit? Sorry, that's inappropriate. But he has a cool hat. And the hat matches Heidi's hat. And he was wearing black. And she was wearing white. To symbolize that they're not quite right. Gracie Charlie loves cats. Oh, don't you love bats? And balls and mitts and diamonds? Oh, you be shining. Oh, have a hot dog at the ballpark where you belong. I love cats. Meow. 55. I wanna dive into a pool made of crystals and jewels. Thank you so much to everyone who gave me jewels. I can't wait to find out what they mean. And I'ma use the tools of YouTube, the behind the scenes studio stuff, to uncover and discover what it's all about. I can't wait. I can't wait. Yeah, anticipate the joy I will have when I find out what jewels are, man. Wow, great song. Good night.